I saw the stream snipe, and I saw, it's all fucking computerized already. So already somebody's putting my face on. Now I don't know whose face you're looking at. It's not Guy Fawkes. It's not Jake's. It's not Clayton. It's not. Well, let's just put it this way. Somebody has been impersonating me for years. Years. I actually kind of look like him in this light, and with my awareness of how stream sniping works, and with my awareness of what Clayton, John, Chris, Christopher, Jake, Elijah. There's a whole bunch of dudes who have all been able to be Jackstar. And the way they've been able to do this is by taking advantage of the fact that, number one, I was never online, never had any interest in being online on YouTube. I never really needed to. They all know shitloads of stuff about this technology that I don't. They have a team, they have training, they have people doing secret spook stuff who know how to do security things like steal somebody's camera and steal this and make sure the person doesn't know and put them in a subnet and blah, 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 blah. They know how to do this. This is their fucking job. They're trained to interdict the populace and do what they want, and the civilians have none the wiser. Like, they're supposed to do that. I think that's cool that they can do that. I'm not even mad that they've been doing it. However, there's been some abuses of power. For example, I'm fucking famous. I'm Jackstar. 1 minute, 40 seconds in. Okay, admittedly, it's 2 in the morning. Admittedly, this isn't prime time. There should be a couple of numbers, and there are. And those are the people who watch me all the time anyway. They're paying with rapt attention. They're watching me talk. But they don't trip the counter and say, hi, I'm watching. And the reason why is because they're spooks. They're Secret Service. They're federal agents. They're people who are watching me and surveilling me, but they're not supposed to be lighting up like Christmas trees so that people can track their identity and find out which secret spooks are watching me. There's this one girl. I really like her, and she's really not real enthusiastic about what's happened because she told me the story about her husband dying in Afghanistan. So after she stole my Bluetooth speaker and treated me like garbage for no apparent reason, I resurrected her husband and got them back together in the astral plane without either asking for her permission to have her dead husband back or for his permission to have his, I guess, wife back, and without checking in with Jesus other than to find out, yeah, he thought it was a good idea too. So it turns out that he was better off dead, and then she didn't really want her husband because she was just using him as a beard, and the story she told me about various things was not meant to tell me that she missed her husband so much, and that's why she couldn't date me. It was more to describe her belief that all men are stupid, because at the time she believed that all men were stupid. Now she doesn't. Now she doesn't think that all men are stupid. Now she just thinks that her husband and me are stupid, and the rest, well, her husband doesn't let her talk to anybody except for people that her dead husband fucking allows her to talk to, and that's probably not the same kind of life that she had before, which I guess is my fault since I was the one who upset her apple cart and resurrected her dead husband and didn't ask her if she wanted to be married again, but till death do you part, bing! Okay, well, till Bluetooth do you pay. Maybe I was just crazy from the Mercury. And then, even though this sounds like a terrible joke, it's actually working out great because now I have a guy that I can kill and not have a woman turn into a lunatic and complain or call 911. Hello? I think he just killed my husband. Thank God. How do I give him a medal? Like, I don't think that's going to be like that. I don't have to kill him. I could just remove his phylactery from the mantle and then he'll just dissolve into dust or whatever the fuck happens when you have a fucking ghoul resurrected and then he's put in charge of some hot lesbo witch, which is different. Some lesbos do not care for another man to come save them. They've had enough of one dick smell in the air and would prefer not to have the odor of two dicks fighting over her when she doesn't really want to be married anymore at all. She just wanted to have a convenient story to tell me other than the truth, which was, dude, kick rocks. I'm just doing this as a favor for a friend. I'm just going to make you, yeah. She didn't really think that I was an actually clever and competent sorcerer who doesn't really like fucking bullshit. I'm sure we all can understand why. And then even though it may have seemed as though lying to me and running game on me and putting up Tumblr pages for 25 years and telling everybody that I have AIDS and all this other shit. I'm sure that seemed like a really good idea to some people at the time, mostly people who didn't want to do their fucking jobs and wanted to be able to have their cake and eat it too, and wanted to be able to make sure that they could sacrifice me later and as well feed off all my energy and then also complain that I wasn't working hard enough. Like, I'm sure everybody thought it was a great idea. Just leave me in the dark forever and I would never be the wiser. And then at the end, it'll be so easy. You just pull the rug out and then bam, something happens. And then that guy you would treat with respect, I guess was the theory. That's not going to happen. I like being me. Being me's cool. You wouldn't know, you're not me, but let's assume that you like being yourself. I'm going to further assume that you like doing that in the privacy of your own life without having fucking bullshit. Okay, so imagine that your entire life you never had that, and it was an illusion, and the whole time you've had this little group of fucking fag-headed spurglords fucking making everything bullshit. And then imagine that you're fucking 52, and these people, they don't want to stop. I don't want to give you your phone back. I don't have to. Ha ha. You can't stop me. You'll never find my secret base. Like, I don't think it's quite that bad. But there's a few uber nerds that are thinking that they're just going to be able to control my life forever. No. They don't even control my life. They control my environment. They control access to my communications. They control things like who the trustee of my mother's special needs trust talks to and identifies as me, and have been planning for a long time to take things over and to blackmail him and to make sure that the trustee starts treating some dude, more on that in a minute, some dude who isn't me as if he is me, and that fucker's getting my money, that fucker's getting consults, that fucker talks to the conservative, that fucker knows what the fuck is going on better than I do. He's not even fucking related to me. He's some fucking dude who fucking is stealing my fucking shit. And I was pretty sure that the point of a goddamn special needs trust was to prevent exactly that outcome. And instead, it's happened. I guess civil asset forfeiture is something that some people think is appropriate. Well, I'm sure people who have never done a lick of work in their goddamn lives and have nothing to show for it, including friends, probably do believe that they need to steal another fucking house. Like not enough assets. Yeah, I need to be homeless. I need to be poor, and then they need another house, and then they need to install more fucking spur-headed fucking DEA assholes, and then little Michael Kuczi needs to be destitute, poor, homeless, alone, afraid, suicidal, never getting laid, never have any money, can't get a job, and easy to kill by forcing me to choose to suck cock and then choking me to death on it, and then I can die murdered, gay, and no longer telling the truth on YouTube. That's basically the dream for a number of people. And it's a dream, because I'm not likely to choke on any dicks, actually. I'm sure I could probably handle it, but that's not the point. They would find a way to get rid of me because it wasn't enough to get me out of the way. They couldn't just negotiate. They couldn't say, here's $100,000. Pretend that you hate your lover. Break up with her. Forget about her. Move on. You're not in control of the situation with your lover's twat. Here's a bunch of money. No. They were under the impression that she was theirs in the first place and that I had cheated to make her love me, and that it must have been me giving her control dope that made their plans go awry, and that it was perfectly okay for them to kidnap her and traffic her to another fucking state 3 times and juice her up and rewrite her brain, and that was okay. That was totally okay because I had done it and they had to get her back. It never occurred to them that, no, we actually like each other. It never occurred to them that I actually liked the real one. They never thought that I knew the difference between a tulpa and a clone and a time clone and the original woman and the archangel and her sister and nobody ever imagined that I actually knew what the fuck I was doing, because obviously it had to be a trick. Who the fuck would love that woman unless they were lying to her to get access to her goodies? To me, she is the goodie. You know how none of you like her? That's because she's not for you. I actually like her. She's pleasant around me. That's because I know how to talk to her without secretly trying to fucking fuck her daughters. Yeah, I imagine that's hard for a lot of people, since she's annoying to you. And I bet now she's even more annoying, given that, well, I haven't seen her in 4 fucking years. That seems like a long time. I'm not likely to see her anytime soon either. She's working, I'm working, and I warned her that this was a possible outcome. And instead, She giggled at me twice. Giggled. And her son didn't seem to care that he wasn't involved in my relationship with the woman who was also one of the women that were. He didn't seem to care about that. He seemed to think that he was going to get her. Anyway, he doesn't really like the fact that I'm still around and getting in the way of his plans, which apparently were to succeed at some kind of nonsense. He ended up getting placed into a penalty box, also known as a thing happened that I don't know what happened. I just heard him getting attacked in his sleep, even though he wasn't supposed to be here. And then later on, he was screaming at me like I was a nigger, in that he said something, goddamn nigger, blah blah blah. He was carrying on. He was pretty loud. He was screeching at me. And in fact, if I was in a place where I wasn't under surveillance, and I was, I don't know, some kind of puny cripple, he'd probably just attack me and try to kill me, since he was pissed because he was caught. For what, I don't know, but I guess taking my passport and running away to Europe, I guess that works for a while until intergalactic spurglords come and put you back in a convenient body that can be used as a vessel to transport you back to fucking Jabba the Hutt's space pirate fucking yacht with frozen carbonate. I don't think those things actually happen. These are euphemisms. He's not here now. I don't know where he is, but certainly his compadres, of which he had to have had at least 4. I'm sure they're kind of taken aback that their fearless leader, who assured them that I was going to go to prison and he was going to get the house and he would be the new blah blah blah. Yeah. Sure thing, dude. I want you and DB Cooper go suck each other's dicks behind the bleachers some more. Okay. Number 1, I'm a sorcerer. Number 2, I don't give a fuck if you fucking hijacked a fucking airliner. This is my goddamn residence. It's a haunted church. You're not going to break the rules. If you want the fucking house so bad, why don't you just be honest? Oh wait, you're DB Cooper. I mean, no, you're not DB Cooper. You're son. It's okay. I love you. It's your job to be in opposition to me. It's your purpose to be the leader of the opposition to my alignment of interests. And it's perfectly reasonable for a stepchild, potential, to rankle at the thought that a man's going to come in and get between him and his mother and her purse strings and her daughters that he wants to rape the shit out of because he's infected by some kind of rape demon, which, that doesn't usually happen. Most family stories don't include, and then the boy was cursed with a 9-inch dick and a rape demon. Usually that doesn't happen. Considering this time it was planned and then supposedly supposed to be useful. I don't know what good a 9-inch dick is. Mine's 6.5 if I'm aroused, and then 9 seems like a lot, especially if it's always dangling. Like, fuck. Mine sucks into my body. I don't know if I could suck 9 inches up into my body. I know I don't care. I know I also don't need a large dick. I don't even need a dick. I simply have one. But until I can break up with this kid's mother, I'm fucking married to her. It's a special kind of marriage called one that's authentic, not some fucking bullshit company operative, fucking fake fucking bullshit fucking photo op. Like, I'm sure that counts, right? I'm sure that's good enough for horseshoes. However, it's not the kind of thing that I had, and I wasn't really aware of why the woman who had been weaponized while she was on a business trip, which went well, came back and started saying shit like, "Don't you think it's about time you started to marry me?" Which was odd, because the woman I was actually dating said that she was looking for a relationship that led to cohabitation. That's what happened. And then she's like, "Oh, okay, so now I'm cohabited. Now I got to get married." The reason why is because she didn't understand exactly how certain treaties function. And the reason why she didn't understand that is because she was a batshit loco, insane, functional alcoholic who had been hired to replace the real queen of the worker people with basically an imposter, so that I could be dealt with in a way that wouldn't cause disruption to certain plans and schemes of some very important people. Hey, I'll laugh at Jericho. I'll just say Hell's Angels. Still mad about Altamont. I don't blame them. Certain people did not really understand. No, I really like her. Yeah, that one that nobody likes. I like that one. I like them all, but if there's 32 women that qualify as my wife, I believe it. And I don't need all of them to come back to life. I didn't know any of them died except for the one that showed up Sunday morning years ago and told me that she was dead. And then I guess I was surprised that I announced it on my little YouTube show. Because she did throw herself down a fucking flight of stairs and fucking break her own fucking neck because she was locked up in a fucking loony bin and they wouldn't let her out. And yeah, they didn't want her to talk to me ever again. They were serious about it. She called 911. She ran out the back door. Haven't seen her since. And since then, I'm sure she's had lots of other adventures besides being locked in a loony bin against her will and having to throw herself down the stairs in order to talk to me. Yeah, I miss her. I miss her. I miss her a lot. I don't know exactly what happened, but well, the room was filled with golden light, and it was a dead woman called Sweetie. Let's go with that. And we talked, and then I told her I couldn't resurrect her because reasons, and then she went somewhere else, and then she was dead, and probably not fully aware of what that meant, since usually when she killed herself, she would just pop back to life on the riverbank after jumping off the bridge. That's what she fucking told me happened. Chica's immortal, and then apparently being immortal is a real bummer when your usual way of getting out of trouble is to kill yourself. I guess after meeting me I don't fucking know. I wasn't privy to those discussions. I didn't care. I didn't think it was that bad, and I did warn her, if you keep on doing this, you're going to wake up in bed with your primary abuser, locked in a fucking marriage contract with him. You won't be able to get out. You won't be able to call me, and you won't be able to believe that it happened, and it will. It fucking happened. And she laughed. Twice. That's because men whose job it was to convince this woman that I was an idiot and she should abandon her post were given resources to work the problem and convince her to give up on little Michael Kuczi and then run away with Mr. Thelma and Mrs. Louise, or where the fuck happened. I don't know if it's going to happen too many more times, but the reason why Sweetie is supposed to be retired with medical leave is because her brain's been damaged because too many men have juiced her up and then blah, 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 blah. And she's called connecting. Hi, how are you connecting? Yeah, I don't think that's what 911 is for. 911 is not for jester servants to set up their masters and put them in prison for life and take their house and go, how did you not figure out that we were scamming you for 20 fucking years and we were going to steal your house? You idiot. Yeah, like, wow, who doesn't see that coming? I actually saw that coming. And then I didn't think that anybody'd be stupid enough to try to do that, but I didn't realize. Oh, yeah, they really were that stupid. And so I came home Christmas Eve, nearly 4 years ago, ambush, Gorgon, haven't seen any of them since. It's a little, it's not overly stressful. It's not too stressful. It's stressful. It's not bullshit, and it's not something that I need to have anybody holler and harass me about, because every time they do, I remember, oh yeah. Supposedly she didn't exist. Supposedly I was never going to see her again. Supposedly she was dead. She was in fact dead. Dead. I saved her, but only long enough for her to be raped to death later. I don't know when, I don't know how. This chick gets raped to death a lot. That's her job. That's why she's immortal. She gets raped to death. Sometimes it's a reward. I don't know what the fuck she's been doing for 4 years. I don't know what she did before then. It was important. She's important. Really important. That's my Sweetie. So, since I knew that already, not having seen her for 4 years kind of rankles. And then the notion that some group of degenerate, salty, nerd-headed cubicle lords are going to fucking turn off my fucking phone, get between me and everybody, take all my calls, and like the idea that they're going to lock me in this digital ivory tower and live my life and hire an actor and have it, the idea that was ever going to work is farcical. It's ridiculous. I don't mind that have been tried because I was kind of curious what would happen myself, but the notion that I need to be shrieked at with racial slurs and ethnic epithets, and that I need to get a job. Bitch, I have jobs. Excuse me. Asshole, I have jobs. Excuse me. Wait. Proletariat, bitch. Still. What do I want to say here? Oh yeah, excuse me. Dear peasantry, I have a job. It's called being king awesome. I don't plan on abdicating, even if Grace Kelly sucks my dick. I don't care. Just you've got a Jack Star here doing things. I don't know when I'll stop. Sometime. I've got a 500-year contract, 448 years left. I'm probably going to want to be a sorcerer for 448 more years. Yeah, this is a good job. And then I don't give a fuck if there's anybody who doesn't like that. I'm sure no one likes it because it's me. Hi, I'm a sorcerer. Yeah, I don't care that you don't like it. You're probably not supposed to. Yeah, that doesn't make it better for me, but it certainly doesn't make it easier for me if everybody's like filled with uncontrollable bursts of rage that I possibly could have this, like, because you didn't earn it. By definition, I had to have earned it, otherwise I wouldn't have it. And the notion that I stole it and that I'm just a better thief than all the other thieves that were trying to steal it, well, that's predicated on the notion that it was something that had to be stolen anyway, that it was up for grabs. No. My life is not up for grabs. My life is my life. There has been no contract ever written that says, okay, well, if I say the magic words, then you get to kidnap my wife and breed her on Alpha Centauri. Fuck. You don't get to, you have to breed her there. And if you don't, I don't know what the fuck happens, but I'm not the kind of guy who goes to planets and then picks up women and then fucking goes on a fucking warp drive trip and then breeds them and then brings them back before midnight so they can fucking keep their gremlins. Or whatever the fuck happens. I don't know what happens, but definitely something happens. Since it's complicated in the sense that I don't know the ins and outs of the MK Ultra program or the Algonquin Nation, suffice to say they're both very real, very special, and none of my goddamn business. So for me to talk openly about too much of it, it's very bad policy. Very bad. And while as fun as it is to mansplain my sweetie's cultural heritage to her, as well as her top secret military protocols, that's not cool past a certain point. I believe that point had been passed already, but today I'm going to go past a little farther, since I came home and discovered that the peculiar circumstances at the house lately had been caused by a decision on someone's part to shut off the electricity to the forced air heating. See, because it's winter. And for the last 4 years, I've been living here. And when it gets cold, rather than worry about it, I've just walked over to the extraordinarily inefficient forced air heating device and cranked it to maximum. And since the trustee told me that the deal was that he would pay for electricity and I forget what, but it wasn't abstain from drug use, that's for sure. I don't know, but I told him I wanted solar panels. He said he would pay for electricity, which is probably easy for him because underneath the house is a deep underground military base, and somewhere between the deep underground military base and my residence is a little box that creates free food, free water, free electricity out of nothingness, basically. It's like a super powerful 0-point energy shipstone thing. Very, very hush-hush, since this is a super secret military base. They have some cool technology here that most people don't notice. I don't notice it much, but I did see the obvious parts, like the causeway that's loaded with explosives that could be blown in case of villagers, and the house itself being built on a hill overlooking a poison swamp. That would be pretty hard to invade if you were a raiding party, right? It's like built on top of the Great Wall, and then the wall itself is made out of gold ore-bearing quartz rocks worth an estimated amount of $86 billion. That's an old estimate too. It's probably worth a lot more, since there's a shitload more stuff than just gold here. And with ground penetrating radar, it's possible to do a survey and get a rough ballpark estimate of how much gold is under my house. But nobody told me that there's gold under this house. They instead told me $75,000 for water rights. And mining rights were not mentioned. And the reason why is because I don't have the mining rights. The reason why is because this is military land. It's a fucking pile of gold with a church built on top of it that has been a burial and battleground for Native Americans for hundreds of years. It should be a clandestine World Heritage Site, but it's a CIA black site. It's got all kinds of fucking cool shit. So of course it's got a free energy box. They've had those since the 60s. They've got nuclear salt reactors. They don't melt down. They run for 50 years. It's about the size of a bread box. You bury it in a hole. You turn it on. It produces free electricity, effectively, for 50 fucking years with no maintenance. After 50 years, it runs down. You dig it up. You put down another one. They're cheap. They're nuclear. And until recently, they weren't allowed to exist. They were invented, but they were classified. And then people weren't allowed to build little tiny personal nuclear reactors. Oh, no. They had to have these huge boiling water reactors scattered all over the planet. They created these spent fuel rods that were 90% still good, but after 10% was gone, sorry, they're spent. Let's put them in a swimming pool and watch them forever and sprinkle fairy dust and water on them. And if we ever forget to cool them down, then the whole planet catches fire and explodes. That's the nuclear weapons industry. That's why you have boiling water reactors instead of something fucking useful. That's why you're paying a power bill instead of having a shipstone. Personally, I want a shipstone, but I understand why we don't have free energy everywhere. That's because white power bill and choose black power. Choose black power. Choose black power. Choose black power. Very, very secret technology. They've got golems. They've got gefilte fish. They got dreidels. Choose black power is very important power. And if I were to suddenly decree, okay, a chicken in every pot and a free energy device in every house and never have to pay a power bill again. Okay, well, turns out those power bills are important. Turns out white power bill is important. And in spite of what an asshole Edison was and how cool Wardenclyffe would have been and how irrelevant JP Morgan is, fucking Jamie Dimon kicks that guy's ass. There's still a disruption that would happen if no one had to pay for electricity anymore. I guarantee you would be paying for something else because power, even if it's free, it still has to be rationed because people will just consume all of it and not worry about it if you let them. It's bad. It's bad. I don't want to go into it, but let's just say, just because just because my mommy's special needs trustee, who is a lawyer, among other things, just because he told me that he would pay for power doesn't mean that he's paying anything. That just means he's paying attention to the fact that he wasn't allowed to tell me that electricity is free at my house because it's built on top of a deep underground military base, and underneath there's a fucking nuclear reactor that runs the base, and that the house is built on a base, and there's a haunted church, and there's a poison swamp, so it looks like Shrek and not Bates Motel, and that lawyer doesn't have to pay shit for power. Doesn't have to pay, no. Doesn't have to at all. He does through a network series of intermediaries because that's a tax write-off, and he has to make it look good so that if anybody checks the books, it doesn't show up and say, oh, look, here's the CIA. Got one of them free energy generators. Let's go get one. Because people break into computers, people look up things, and people decide to rob people. That's actually what happened to him. I think he's okay, but I think he was pissed at me for, number one, on camera, in the middle of the house. He thought that was unlawful, and at one point it might have been. But he never said to me, hey, don't do drugs in the house. Mostly because I'm sure he's done them here, right? And then he probably never imagined that I would do what I did, which was to burn the stuff that I wasn't supposed to burn ever. Oh, it's incredibly dangerous. Don't do it. Jack started. But for 3 years on camera. And then mysteriously, I didn't sprout rape horns. Mysteriously, I didn't die. Inconceivably, I'm not addicted to crystal methamphetamine. You know why? because I don't abuse crystal methamphetamine. I don't have permission to use crystal methamphetamine. I have permission to do what my military tells me to do. And when a military officer said, here, do this, I said, why? And she said, well, I'm being forced to, so it seems strange to have to demand that you stop. And I was like, over 4 years ago. So, no, over 5 years ago. Yeah, so there were reasons why I needed to learn what I learned. I learned it. And now I don't have to continue. I can actually demonstrate that I know how to do it because I don't have to smoke it constantly. I was just doing that for the cameras. I was just doing that to see if people would show up and say, hey, by the way, do you know you're doing it wrong? They knew I was doing it wrong. They didn't tell me I was doing it wrong. They just told me to stop. And here's how they told me to stop. Stop being a nigger, get a job. Not the best way to give orders to me. Number one, ain't no nigga in the world would do what I did. Number two, I have jobs. Number one is remind my sweetie that we need to have a conversation. And number two, be the sole living member of my legal defense team. I also have Jesus as my county lawyer, but Jesus is not a member of the bar. Plus, I don't really need a lawyer. I don't really need anything. But for the last several years, I've gone through 9 public defenders because the public needs to be defended since people fucked up. But I was innocent of what they thought I was doing, and I was also innocent of what they accused me of doing, and I was also fully aware and complicit that people were trying to kill my sweetie, who's pretty difficult to kill, but it can be done. I walked in on an ambush, and we were both supposed to be dead. Now, we're both alive. I don't give a fuck how many people are pissed off. I'm going to be happy forever. I saved my sweetie. I don't give a fuck how important it was that she was supposed to be dead. I don't care that she's immortal. I don't care that that ruined the opportunity to get a new body. I didn't know she could get new bodies. Before I walked in on an ambush and saw stuff, before that, I thought she was just quirky. I thought that there was something going on, but I didn't know it was full the fuck on Area 52 with fucking bells on. So now it makes sense that I'm a sorcerer, since I earned it. It makes sense that none of you know what a sorcerer is because you probably think it's some kind of gay wizard shit. And it makes sense that a lot of people out there wanted to kill my sweetie. She's a real pain in the ass, isn't she? Yeah, I like her. Yeah. So nothing's going to stop anybody from chasing her ass down and killing her. She's a fun target. And nothing's going to stop her from killing you right back since she's a total badass. And to truly kill her would take a monumental effort and a plan spanning at least a few years to get everything in place so that she could be taken out forever. And that's exactly what people are trying to do. And that's exactly why, oops, scusi, mi libretti. Oh, I can imagine people are pissed off at me. Oh, yeah, I bet you're pissed. I bet you didn't think I could do anything. No, I saved her ass. And I had no idea that it was that big a problem. Nor did it occur to me that it would be deemed simpler by anybody to fucking kill little Michael Kuczi than just simply ask me nicely to stop. It's not even the first time I was assassinated. What's the word for an attempted assassination? I don't give a fuck. Car crash, 2011. Niggas were trying to kill me on purpose. Somebody paid some dude to fucking get... That was on purpose. I had no idea that I was that important, and my attorney at the time, whose name I will not say. Help me out here, Rhonda. What should I call that guy? Let's just say he was the face man that got between me and the organized crime groups that wanted me dead, which at the time made sense because I was unaware of a whole bunch of shit in life. And rather than tell me what was going on in life, everyone from my parents on down have been lying to me my entire life. Saying shit to me like, oh, you're just being silly. Take your meds, schizo. Harry Potter's not about the drug war. David Bowie's not alive. Imam and Michelle Obama aren't the same litter mates. I mean, the people do not have a history of saying, Well, that's interesting, Mr. Kuczi. Tell me more about your idea. I want to hear you develop that notion that you have because we like the way you theorize about conspiracy. No, 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 no. I don't even theorize about conspiracies. I just make observations around the world around me, and then because I have no fucking friends, family, or fucking pets to talk to, sometimes I'll ask strangers on the bus, hey, what do you think happened to the Olympic? Are you telling me you don't know about the Olympic? The Olympic was the... Never mind. Never mind. These are just observations about the world around me. And typically, people are not encouraged to talk about the world around them because it's pretty obviously doing things that people are not supposed to be aware of. They live. You sleep. I was born awake. I was born on the day of practical awakening. I'm fucking well beyond woke. Have been for some time. Especially now that I realize that, motherfucker, I really was the target of an assassination attempt. And when I went to the doctor that I was encouraged to go see, I told her about my injuries, and I said how it felt like the bottom of my skull had been punctured by the top of my spine. She does this to me. She puts all of her weight on her fist and drives it onto the top of my head while I'm sitting on a chair in front of her. She goes, wham! She hits me on the top of the head, really, really hard, really hard. Probably not as hard as she could hit, but pretty hard. And I didn't know why the fuck she did that. I still don't know why. I don't think she needs to tell me because the answer is probably she was part of the team that decided on hitting me to see what would happen, and she hated me, and then she didn't really want to have to do a bunch of bullshit that involved not telling me the truth, which was, we decided to kill you because we're tired of you being a fucking waste on society's time. Why the fuck are you doing this and this? Like, why can't you just figure it out, dude? Well, I was figuring it out, but it wasn't that they wanted me to figure out what's really going on. They wanted me to figure out how to keep themselves from putting me on their hit list. Since typically what usually happens to somebody in my position is that they toe the line. They play ball. They go along to get along. They don't make waves, they don't rock the boat, and they sure as shit don't fucking win. Hi, I'm winning. Winner with winnings. Not tired of it at all. No. Big wins. Big for me. I'm sure everybody else has won as well. You just don't know that, and consequently, some of you are running around like you're in a panic, which, I'm not going to lie, that's winning for me too. When somebody freaks out about just about anything I think is cool, like, oh my God, marijuana is on Schedule 3. What the fuck is Schedule 3? I don't pay attention to schedules. I'm on a different wavelength. Rules for me, you're not for thee. I don't give a fuck about Schedule 1 or Schedule 2. I'm not a fucking drug anything. I'm not a drug czar. I'm not a drug counselor. I'm not a drug seller. I'm a drug user, and a entheogenic chemical connoisseur. That's not a dodge to make it legal. It's that if I just say, I love to take drugs, people get the wrong idea. They imagine that means I take lots of them. No. As little as possible, as infrequently as possible. And someone else pays. Free drugs. Now, I don't really need free drugs. Although apparently for some years I've been showing up in a doppelganger form and somebody's been going around to places where I am entitled to free drugs and then demanding drugs and then selling them while looking like me. Dude, not cool. No. Not cool at all, motherfucker. Now, I don't know how much trouble that person's in, but now that I know, or rather, now that you know that I know, because I've just fucking told you, you may have to make an apology to her to say, I'm sorry that I stole Michael Kuczi's drugs. I'm sorry. You should be fucking sorry. Number one, you barely gave them to me. Number two, it would have been more pleasant for me if this person had confessed and told me, and then we could move forward together. But instead, I'm on goddamn YouTube yelling at my mommy's lawyer. Well, actually, my mommy's special needs trust lawyer. I don't have a lawyer to yell at. I have to yell at somebody else's. And talking about how Grape Prince alive. And there's a grape fleet now because reasons. And while this is not better than her being in bed with me every night, putting her arms around me, since she's at work and they're not Valkyries, they're actual human women with training. I'm pretty happy since it's not like they didn't exist before, but now they're organized around a central banner. Me, little Michael Kuczi. So perhaps attacking me on Christmas Eve 4 years ago and then continuing to piss me off every day ever since and acting like I need to get a job or that I get yelled at or that you're going to fucking steal my shit. Like, no. At no time was that ever going to work. And continuing to holler at me and make threats at me and steal my fucking money and lie to me and things and stuff. I mean, at some point it should become aware, at some point one should become aware that pissing me off is probably going to reach a point of diminishing returns. That was like 5 minutes into the first fucking thing. I mean, I'm not going to get mad, and it's not like it matters. It's not like anybody needs to be scared. It's not like, what the fuck good is that going to do? That would help if I was just trying to make people frightened so they could tell them what to do and have them obey with the quickness. I don't need people to be frightened. I don't want people to be obeying. I'm going to create a world in which there is no possible way to live other than to fucking do what's right. Since apparently some of you fuckheads don't fucking even take orders well. You can't even be controlled right. And the fucking environment is oddly mislabeled in the sense that I don't know where the dragon schools are, but let's say I wanted to learn how to fuck a dragon. Well, I know how to do that. And let's say I wanted to learn how to find my property that's been taken from this home. I had a little necklace. It had an icon of a dragon slayer on it. You know why? Because I'm a fucking dragon slayer. Nothing wrong with that. Lots of dragons need to be slayed. Not many dragons need to be killed, since they don't really die very easily. And then not many people need to be able to kill a dragon because that's just so rare that a dragon's so fucking stupid that it needs to be killed. And then since they're pretty rare, using them for target practice and sport and initiating your youth, we don't really do that on planet Earth anymore. Additionally, there's simpler ways to initiate your children. That doesn't involve killing a 30,000-year-old creature that lives on top of a mile of gold. Dragons are kind of like that. And then there's not many of them anymore. They certainly are, but they don't really feel like answering challenges from dudes running around in their fucking Yamaha with a fucking sword and board, you know what I'm saying? So even though it's awfully hard to become a dragon slayer these days, nevertheless, I fucking am one. My little necklace, stolen. My mother's lamp, stolen. My other mother's lamp, stolen. My lamp from my other mother, stolen. 5 PlayStation consoles, stolen. You get the picture here? Fucking everything that I've ever fucking owned, I brought to this house. And over the last year and a half, dudes have stolen it all. Dudes. I had $6,000 in $50 bills, stolen. Now, do I know where this money went? No. Is anybody going to tell me? No. The reason why is because I'm living on top of $86 billion. I don't need to sweat $6,000. I don't need to call out the people who are baited with Luca and then came into a house that's under fucking 24/7 surveillance. Yeah, I don't give a shit how good your cloaking device is, ma'am. We saw you. Okay, stolen. Oh, do you have a defense against that? Okay, well, they can still arrest you, they can still fingerprint you, and they can still haul your ass into jail because you fucking stole from me for no fucking reason other than your own personal aggrandizement. Now, I'm not going to do that because probably that person is probably, number one, my friend. Number two, unable to help herself from stealing. Kleptomania is kind of built into the product. And then number four, are we on 3 or 4? Some of the people who stole things are saving them for me and hope that I'm going to be able to walk up on my 2 feet and say, hey, thanks for populating my new house. And some of them are hoping that I die and then they can keep what they got. And then some of them will think that I'm dead and then they'll keep my stupid little bits of plastic that they thought was so important. And then still others will be delighted to know that not only am I alive, I can come to my house and fuck my wife and surrounded by my objects that were lovingly carried away from this hellhome and then placed in a new house and nobody knows where that is. And then we can finally relax and not have to worry about being constantly haunted by people trying to find Number 1, the unicorn. Number 3, the unicorn's pee. Number 4, the recipe for number 2. Number 2 is probably flying fucking car, teleporting fucking ferry. All kinds of cool stuff that doesn't really exist, but it doesn't matter what you call it. Technology. Things and stuff that you don't get to have. I don't get to have. Sweetie gets to have. The reason why is because Sweetie is important. And I don't care how unfair that sounds to some people. It's supposed to be unfair. She's Sweetie, and you're nothing compared to her for me. And this woman has been hidden away from me for 4 years due to the machinations of some extremely clever individuals who really wanted to kill her. They were pretty fucking sick of her. They wanted her ass dead. They didn't want her off the table. They didn't want her in penalty box. They wanted her fucking dead, and they wanted me dead. And they wanted to replace her with a more useful version, and they wanted to replace me with all of them. And they didn't want any fuss about it. They didn't want there to be a dude coming back from the grave trying to get revenge. They didn't want Brandon Lee coming back as the Crow Part 2, Boogaloo effective. They didn't want that. They wanted it to be over and done with. Her dead. Difficult. Me dead. That's pretty easy. Just leave me alone for a while. I was dead within a day. Inside, if not out. I don't like being alone. For 4 fucking years, I've been left alone. And it's not like I'm alone and I can get a new relationship. Oh, no. My phone doesn't work. People, when I meet them, are encouraged not to get too close to me because, well, of course I've got AIDS. I don't have AIDS. However, I don't know what I do have. And if I were to go around sticking my dick in people indiscriminately, I could conceivably bring about a catastrophe. I could conceivably trigger a new bioweapon spotting. I think I'm supposed to do that. I think I'm supposed to be stupid, and I think I'm supposed to be so desperate to get laid that I'm supposed to plunge my cock into the nearest fucking gutter snipe hose beast, and then trigger another wave of Omicron Theta Part 2, the electric boogaloo. I'm supposed to be doing that because that's what evil counts on. Good being dumb, paladin being stupid, sorcerer Kuczi being arrogant enough to think he knows everything. I don't fucking know anything. I know all there is to know when one knows nothing. I know that the truth is not the truth, and that is the truth. And the truth is, I have no fucking idea what I got. And by law, to have sex with someone without revealing one's STD status, that's a major fucking felony. The woman who fucked me without telling me, oh, by the way, she knew exactly what she was doing. That's what she had to do. I knew what the risks were. I didn't care. I love my Sweetie. And she got back from her business trip, which did not go well, and then disappeared to go download Lady Justice software on her brand new computer that I gave her, and then to pretend to be married to some sad fat fuck with my fucking name on his fucking address. Guy's like, I'm married to her, blah, blah, blah. This guy's imposing as me. I don't even fucking know what's been happening. She's been busy at work. Work means pretending to be married to somebody else while not getting to talk to me because these dudes have been, whatever the fuck they've been doing. I don't know, but here's a hint. It involves pretending to be me, taking advantage of my wife and fucking her and not letting her call me and getting her on smack. How do I know this? I come home and there's fucking smack paraphernalia on the fucking stove. I got the message, yeah. She calls 911. She ends up being hooked on smack and I haven't seen her in 4 years. So I don't mean to rub it in, but she probably was set up. And then rather than take this case to court, rather than track down baby Jessica and fucking grapefruit fucking cheerleader alpha, I don't have to do that. I'm a paladin. And it doesn't matter if I went to court and got a judgment, and then people owed me money, and then oh boy, I could collect on money. Okay, so 15 years later, I have a stack of money. Big deal. I still don't have my fucking wife, who's real. Do you see what I'm getting at here? She may not be important to you. She's my life. And people who have been telling me to shut up and get a job and stop being a nigger basically are envious that they're either not my wife or that I can smoke and they can't. And basically they want to take my life away because they don't think it's fair that even though they took her away and threatened me with incarceration and blah, 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 even though I'm supposedly breaking the law, I'm not. And I've only gotten more confident and aware of certain things that are real, like my sweetie and her immortal status and the fact that she's going to work and she's a tippity top tier military asset, and she loves me and everyone else hates her and they were going to kill her and I saved her. That's my life. I don't need to prove it to you. In fact, the less people who knew this, the better. But since I've been put on Front Street and a bunch of assholes have been stealing from me for 4 fucking years while everybody laughs. Well, not everybody. Let's put it this way. I don't have Julian Assange coming to help me with 2 Swedish paralegals. I have dudes killing me, or trying to. And since they figured out that, number one, I'm basically immortal, and number two, if they kill me, I just come back. Since I live on a haunted graveyard, the resurrection in the morning is generally right next to my bed. I don't die often, but when I do, I'll end up here. This is the problem for people who want to use this place to traffic women and create drugs and get away with it. Called a CIA black site. Neighbor Shane, he's got a double-wide double compound. He built this whole fucking thing. He's ready to go. He's got a playpen outside. He's ready to traffic women and children all fucking day and do crystal meth all night and get away with it because it's not even illegal. This is military shit. When space pirates from belts of Orion come to Earth, they want cheap women that we grow in cloning vats, and they want to do lots of drugs that they grow in drug vats. And this is all legal because it's done on CIA black sites that are under military jurisdiction and authority, and they don't have locals coming in to say, oh, we got a search warrant, we got to check out your CIA black site. No, you fucking don't. No, you just leave us the fuck alone and let's get high as fuck with aliens. That's the American way. This is America. We do drugs here. We do drugs with extraterrestrials. We suck tentacles and then fucking shit out fucking cornflakes. That's America. I'm an American. I'm a dual U.S. galactic citizen. I don't give a fuck if you think that's bullshit. Why don't you go to Galactic Source Center and check out the fucking telemetry? Oh, you don't think there is a galactic? I don't give a fuck. You either know or you don't. So I'm kind of a big deal. I have rights. I'm important. Not just a sweetie. I'm obviously important sweetie. But surprisingly, she didn't really think I was important because she thought all this was bullshit. And mostly it is because this description, it's not really entirely accurate. It's a bit hyperbolic. Nevertheless, it's close enough. Let's just say I'm a citizen of the United States. That means I have rights, bitch! And bastard. It means when you violate those rights, it means there are penalties, fucko! And when you're the trustee of a special needs trust that has a fiduciary responsibility, nigger, lawyer, it means that you don't need to cut off the fucking heat so that you can stop paying the electrical bill that you're not even fucking paying because you're tapping into the fucking free energy station that's under the fucking house. When I got here, I said the first thing I wanted was solar panels. Well, they all laughed at me because they all knew, since they were military, they knew that I was sitting on top of a fucking nuclear reactor. It's itty bitty. There's an itty bitty nuclear reactor underneath my house. That's where the electricity for the fucking everything comes from. So it's free, but my lawyer, my mommy's special needs trust executor lawyer, nevertheless still bills at the rate as it would be if he had to buy the electricity because he's not supposed to reveal to the world through the miracle of accounting that there's a box that gives free fucking energy underneath little Michael Kuczi's fucking house. You know what I'm saying? And then there was no reason to put up solar panels because, yeah, I already got stuff. And then there's no reason to put solar panels for cover because he didn't think he needed to have a backup plan. He didn't. He also didn't need to fucking complain and bitch and whine about what I was doing when what I'm doing is, number one, my job. Number two, what happens when someone kills your wife and you save her and then you have to fucking live in fucking limbo for 4 fucking years? Like I get it. People are inconvenienced by the fact of my survival. Yeah, tough shit. I like her alive. They were going to kill her. I didn't know that she was really immortal and a big deal and a classified secret. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I walk in on an ambush, there's a Gorgon. She's fucking obviously something. At that point, I knew, oh, this is a big deal. Yeah, she's probably going to have to go to work. And I better go to jail, and she better stay here, because if I stayed here and she went to jail, number one, I'd have to clean up all the fucking lasagna, and number two, no one would ever see her again, because she would be gone, and then she would disappear in the jail system, and then, oops, sorry, we just lost her. Sorry, sorry, we can't help you. She's gone. Sorry. That's what would have happened, because she's valuable. She would either be dead or she'd be mind wiped and fucking chained to a radiator on East Bogota, which is on planet Vega or whatever. Like, seriously, they would take my sweetie, she would be gone. She pissed off a lot of people. So instead of letting her die or letting her be taken away by 13 ill-dressed dudes in fucking deputy uniforms that spoke in a Cuban accent, or G, whatever. Instead of letting dudes take my wife on Christmas Eve, I arranged things so that I went. They took me away. I went to jail, and she stayed here. Now, what's happened since? I have no fucking idea, other than, I don't really need marijuana, but for those of you who like to do that kind of thing, it's now Schedule 3. Cannabis is not marijuana. Cannabis is a genus of a species or something. It's either a species. It's a group of plants, all of which are fucking badass. Marijuana, that's when you take basically Molly and you let the plant drink it up before you cut it off and cure it and dry it. So basically crystal meth inside the flower. I don't usually get that. Okay. I don't really want that right now, since there's not much point in smoking cannabis with crystal meth unless I want to masturbate for the next 12 hours or sit around crying, whatever. Since I'm alone, it's not that I don't know where Sweetie is, but she's working and she can't really be bothered at work because her job consists of pretending she's not the woman that's being hunted down and doing something else and pretending I don't exist. I don't have to pretend she doesn't exist. I know she exists. I know she's working. I like that. I don't know where the fuck she is. I would rather not know where she is than be forced to live with the facade of a stranger and then hide my deep and immense satisfaction and pride that, yeah, they were going to kill her. She's alive. Fuck you. Pay me. Like, this seems obvious to me. Oh, I loved her. Yeah, I wanted to keep her alive. Oh, was I stuttering and effective? Yeah, it turns out I guess I got things going on. Don't ask Punyling. I'm a sorcerer. It's complicated. You don't need to know what the fuck that means. You don't need to know how I get paid. You don't need to know fucking anything. It's the fucking law. That's good enough for everybody else, but I guess I'm too, I don't know, potty-mouthed. He's not black enough. He doesn't have soul. Like, what? The fucking judgments of others have never been less interesting to me. They were going to kill her and me. That was their ideal situation. Kill her and me, bring her back to life as a brainless fuck toy, and then pass her around the whole fucking galaxy so that everybody who hated her could have a turn banging the shit out of her. That's what they do. They're space pirate rape lords. They kidnap human women and they rape them across the galaxy. They made movies about it in the 50s. Mars needs women. It's not exactly a common occurrence because firmament and because most people don't abandon all their rights to protections, but Sweetie's a little different. She's a bit of a space pirate herself. And when she told me that she was concerned about being chased down by intergalactic bodyguards, I initially thought that was hyperbolic pipe dream talk. No, Sweetie's a badass. She's pissed off lots of people. And talking worms from Alpha Centauri. She's pissed off everybody that's ever met her. If only because she won't fuck them. She pretty much only likes me, but given that she has a job where she doesn't get a choice, it's probably something that she's learned to cope with. And for the last 4 years, she's been coping without me. And I've been coping without her, which is easy for me because, shit, now I see the big deal. And, oh, the classified military asset likes me. Well, that's cool. I guess I'm pretty good in bed. Yeah, I am, actually. And then I guess the classified military asset got puzzled when I stopped fucking her. And then the classified military asset never got around to asking me why. Well, That's none of your business, YouTube. I'll discuss that with her later, and I can see why she was puzzled, and I don't need to go into it right now. But let's just say, yeah, I would have preferred to have been able to. Yeah, that would have been great. And then rather than explaining this shit to me, the 9 fucking psychologists we went to and her 4 to 7 secret Masonic husbands mysteriously never bothered to explain to little Michael Kuczi any of this. They just treat me like dog shit and try to set me up to fucking murder me. They made me wait for 3 hours in a parking lot for a fucking bag of crystal that everybody else just gets. Supposedly, though, I couldn't. Supposedly I was doing something wrong. I wasn't doing anything wrong. They just didn't want me to have any. They didn't let me have any. They gave me shit. It was fucking months of them doing whatever before I realized, that's not even the real thing. She pulls out a baggie from her bodice when she ran out and then acts like she's all reluctantly showing it to me. It was well played, but they didn't really want me to know about real crystal. I can see why. Most of you will never see it. It's hard to find and see, and you don't need it, Punyling. Shit, I don't need it. So when some asshole told her to make me go on a fucking Brown Goose juice trip for a fucking bird, any time in my life I could have gone out and gotten an ounce of crystal, the real thing. It's a 20-year sentence, but whatever. If I needed it, they would have happily handed me it over, and then if I needed it, I would not get whatever. It's kind of weird how this whole thing works. But I didn't really feel like getting shouted at by somebody who had been shouted at by somebody who turned out to be somebody who's been stalking me for years and was some sad, fat, bald fuck named, I won't say, carrying ID with my fucking name and his fucking picture on it. And his plan was to get rid of me and fucking... Ugh. Dude. Welcome back. Come back down to earth. Aren't you lucky I didn't kill you? No, I wouldn't. Why would I kill you? I'm not going to kill you. You're a federal agent. And thanks for the setup. And no, I don't think you need to be busted or investigated for an entrapment scheme. I think this is good enough. Yeah, I think you're going to be a lot better. And then you don't even know the worst of it because you're a fucking stupid ass fucking fucktard federal agent. I don't know what the fuck you do, but boy, you sure keep coming back for more. That's okay. I like you too. And isn't it nice that I'm not too upset about it? It did seem to be a bit much that you were going to run around telling people that you were Mike Kuczi. Since they fucking know me, they knew you weren't. But, you're a federal agent, and you got her fair and square. Jesus Christ. Dude. Just stand down. Just recognize that. I don't know what's going to happen in the future either, but me lying out of embarrassment or to cover your stupid fucking DEA-ridden ass, I don't give a fuck about your fucking priorities in your enforcement work. And obviously, I might have had a point there since, is marijuana Schedule 3 now? I don't know what the fuck that means. Although it probably tells you. I guess I was fucking right, huh? So, don't worry. I'm sure her being alive is more than you could fucking stand on a given basis, especially the part where, she's my wife and not yours, and you're basically committing felony fraud, except I guess it had to happen and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what's been happening since I'm not there, and I don't know what else has been happening since no one told me. And there's been 4 years of this shit, dude. 4 years. And then are you part of the team that's set things up so that on the same day the government shut down, suddenly the fucking money that I was getting every Friday for like years, suddenly that just vanishes and no fucking contact? And did I run out of money then? Where's the $29,000 for the fucking missing truck? Oh, I guess the Hollywood can't. Oh, I guess that's amazing timing. It all adds up. That's just happened to be where I ran out of cash, and now I have a house that's demolished because there's this dude who thinks he's going to get it when he kills me or when I disappear. Then he auto inherits it. He's turned this place into a fucking nightmare zone. He's fucking ransacked everything I fucking own. They've taken everything that was ever of value to me. I don't know what the fuck to do with it, but I'm surrounded by trash and garbage and fucking science projects that could kill me. And until recently, I imagine they thought they were getting away with it. Well, no, I mean, they're just doing what they're supposed to do. And the notion that they were going to get rid of me, well, I guess I was predicated on the notion that the Queen of Hawaii didn't like me anymore, which seems unlikely since I saved her life, and I did warn her about the dangers of business travel. And I not only didn't rape any of her female daughters and nieces, I also didn't punch them in the face. And I also didn't cheat on her. And I also conclusively proved that. And I also created a new skill of magic. And I also became a vital part of the national defense strategy. And then I didn't make that all obvious. And I did some other stuff too. And I did all of this without her being able to call me or looking for another woman to fuck or cheating on her or telling anybody any really big secrets or appearing to be anything except a hapless, mild-mannered needle junkie. And I also caught everybody on the planet and rounded up all of global Freemasonry and world Jewry and took them to spiritual court and had their asses indicted for crimes that you don't even want to know about. I did that because I'm a paladin. That's what I can do. I can't do hot rails. Number one, I don't have anybody to do them with, and number two, I'm new at this. I need somebody to show me. And initially, that was thought to be a mocking statement that people thought I was using as a ploy to get somebody to be thrown in jail. No. I really haven't done hot rails. It looks like they need to be done carefully, and then I don't know how to make lith. Looks like that doesn't need to be done very carefully at all, just at all. And then I don't know how to do these things with the snap of the fingers. But apparently, some people just meditate and then squint at the crystal and then change it into a different configuration with fucking different superpowers. And I guess a lot of people learn this shit at age 11, whereas I never saw the fucking real thing until after the ambush when I said, "Oh well, if this is going to happen, I guess there must be something I need to find out about." And I spent a lot of time. Oh, isn't that cute? Can you hear me? Oh, you can't hear me. The phone is ringing, or maybe I'm not going to answer the phone right now because that person, I guess, has been watching the whole time and then wants me to stop talking about what we're talking about. That's fair. I'll have to talk to them later. I don't really want to stop, but I do appreciate the warning because the truth is that this isn't going out live. It's going out to a bunker. It's getting shunted. It's being spooled. It's being buffered so that somebody named, well, not Turtle, that's for sure. They're going to be in a position where they can manage the flow of information and then get out ahead of the oncoming pressure wave. Because it turns out not everybody was aware that little Michael Kuczi was worth a shit. Not everybody was aware that I'm totally fucked off and not able to talk to people. I'm locked in a digital prison and I have very limited access to the outside world. And none of you know what the fuck's going on. Most of you don't even think I'm alive. And when you do, you think that I'm somebody else because some asshole has been hired or conscripted, more likely, to pretend to be me. And that asshole appears to be some kind of rape demon who's looking forward to getting rid of me so he can finally rape my wife again. Because apparently that happened already. I don't know. There's been a whole lot of fucking rape, which I'm not real fucking happy about. And when I came home after disappearing for 11 days and opened my door at 6 a.m. and walked into my residence and found a man, a woman, and 2 dogs sleeping in my bed that in a room that had been stripped of all my belongings. They got out of bed and they actually tried to pretend that they were in their house and that I had broken in. They didn't get very far with that. And in spite of their possession of a handwritten contract that had featured my forged signature, in spite of their possession of that, I wasn't mad at them. It was actually really good. Hey, sir. Hey, sir. That was really good. We'll talk about it later, okay? But nope, I'm not mad at you at all. Haven't seen you since your other partner removed his phone number from my book. My fucking phone doesn't work for shit anyway, so anybody who does get through is obviously part of your little conspiracy gang of fucking real estate fucking knobs. And by the way, I don't like my wife being raped. I don't like my property being stolen. I don't like being called a nigger by stupid cracker bitches. And I don't like my ounce of weed being stolen, so I have to alter my plans when planning on doing just what the fuck I'm planning on doing. And I don't give a fuck about what any of you have to say, street urchins or otherwise. I make the decisions for my life. None of you do. I'm certainly competent to make decisions for my life. I'm not competent to handle a trial under military jurisdiction at fucking Guantanamo, fucking handled by video call. I mean, obviously you'd have to get a real lawyer for that. But since nobody told me that kind of shit's going on, I think there's a big difference between competency in terms of legality and competency when taking care of myself. I can take care of myself. And I don't need to travel 200 miles to a fake fucking hearing that's going to be claimed to be a real one so that I can be thrown into jail after being perhaps listened to while being recorded making statements that would later be used to put me in prison or my friends in prison, and then be replaced by some actor who was going to be there at the same time. So, like the whole fucking thing was a fucking setup. Which is why when I did not appear in court in person, I appeared on Zoom. Well, of course I didn't appear. It's fucking 200 fucking miles away. I don't have a fucking car. I'm on my 8th vehicle, which doesn't have fucking steering. I buy the vehicle. The next morning, my power steering goes out. And the reason why, oh, what do you know? My whole power steering system shot. And to repair the power steering system on a vehicle I paid $1,000 for was going to be $3,000. Yeah, I got the picture. I'm not supposed to drive. Okay, well, I'm also not supposed to be discriminated against based on a whole things, and I'm not supposed to do this and not supposed to that. But since this is a wartime thing and it's United States Military Code of Justice jurisdiction, sometimes shit happens. And when shit happens, that doesn't mean I get a big paycheck right away. What it means is I go down to Valley Forge and I fucking get first in line for slippery elm bark, and I fucking defend my goddamn country. Like you do, and I don't give a fuck if you think that means I don't have to fucking live my life the way I choose. I'm a man. I'm an American citizen. That's how we do things here. We do them correctly. At least we used to. Now, the way I do things is I consume entheogenic compounds in a responsible adult manner as part of my spiritual practice. Not because that's a loophole to follow the law, but because that's what I fucking do anyway. And then the law was written to account for that. And as I was ordained before 2006, the landmark U.S. Supreme Court decision, Gonzalez v. UDV, applies directly to me. Trust me, you're not going to like it. You're not supposed to like it. You're not supposed to follow it, but you do. And if you break it, you're supposed to encourage others to not do so in the future by suffering reprisal. Now, that doesn't usually happen in this case for reasons, but pretty soon, people are going to recognize that, oh, Schedule 3 for marijuana, huh? Schedule 3. Oh. I don't give a fuck. I can use anything. I do use anything. And I typically do so with a sense of decorum and responsibility and attention to detail that most people have no idea can even happen, let alone needs to happen for substance use. Well, it doesn't have to, but I happen to take pride in not being an addict, in not abusing substances, and being able to say with no shame or guilt or remorse, I never saw the real thing until like last week. Yeah, I can see why it's real carefully guarded. Yeah, 20 years for talking about how to get a bag. That makes perfect sense to me. That makes perfect sense. If a person knows what the real thing is, and you're trying to figure out how you can get an ounce of the real thing on the phone, yeah, that's a crime. That is a crime. And I would imagine that people don't usually do that because the Masons have a series of codes and symbols and shit, because that way they don't get busted. And if they want to bust somebody who says, hey, can you give me some meth? Yeah, they might have a little, but they probably don't want assholes who don't know what they're doing to get actual meth, because for one thing, they've never seen it before, or else they're not asking for meth. And number two, it's invisible. Like, it's so transparent that you can't see it. That's the real thing. And it is made in a particular way that I'm not going to talk to people about, and I don't even know for sure myself. But this is the level of information I have now, mostly because my sweetie's family, wow, apparently they have a taste for this stuff. I can see why. Because it's a military family. They probably have a fucking taste for fucking jumping out of airplanes, too. Certainly D.B. Cooper did, who's her grandfather or granduncle or something. Yeah, he likes me, since he's dead now, and he's one of their ancestors, and apparently he can pop forward and run around and act like himself. He's an asshole. D.B. Cooper's an asshole. And he's dead. And the new guy is not D.B. Cooper. I'm lying. It's D.B. Cooper. You see what I'm getting at? That's my family. They wanted to kill the whole fucking one of them. Every fucking one of them get rounded up and get turned into organ meat and then extinguished. And I'd never see them again, and neither would anybody else. And the United States would lose one of the finest teams of people working together that had ever existed. Like, they put the A-team to fucking shame. That's my sweetie and her family, and I love them. I don't have to see them again. They don't need to accept me. I don't know if they do. I think they're just like entertaining the crazy white man by not killing me right away. If I were lying about any of this shit, then they'd be well within the rights to kill me. Fuck, they're well within the rights to kill me any fucking day of the week because they can put my goddamn body in the fucking body of a pigeon. The eagle, snake, whatever. They could take my soul out of my body like in all of me. They could put into the bowl. Put Jexter into the bowl. And they could pick me out of the bowl and they could put me into a fucking Harrier jet probably. That's my family. You can see why people wanted to kill them, as well as unlock all their secrets. Now, guess what? Those aren't secrets. That's what people who know about these people. And they don't know much more than that. They're very quiet. They're very private people. Very private people. And yeah, I know tons of shit about them. And I love them. And I haven't seen them in 4 years. And now you know why. Because I saved them. And yeah, I guess nobody can imagine that, huh? Except I must have been doing it to get more sex and more drugs. No. I want her alive because I like her alive and I like putting my dick in her. I don't want to put my dick into a dead body. No, I won't I won't resurrect it. I'm not in charge of that shit. I don't actually know what's going on. It's her job to die once in a while. It happens. I don't know exactly how that works. I don't give a fuck about whether you believe me or not. Let's call it a euphemism. The point is, they were going to kill her alive. Bam. And before I walked in on a fucking Gorgon, I thought it was just a complicated situation. It's not fucking complicated. It's real fucking simple. We're at goddamn war and she's an asset. I love you, sweetie. I love you. I really do. I'm glad you're not forced to make a decision because I don't know. I don't know how you could choose between me and sad, fat, fuck, needle-dependent fuckboy. I mean, yeah, he's an ASAC and he'll torture your family to death over and over. He doesn't get his way, but that's just because he's insane. And I can see why you didn't think I could do anything about him because, well, his name's Mike, so it's almost like it was kismet. But the fact of the matter is, I didn't know what you had going on, and I guess I was supposed to figure it out on my own. Yeah, I did figure it out on my own. I figured out that you were lying to me, and that it was a Masonic thing. And I'm sure when you needed my help, you would tell me the truth. Yeah. That was when you came out of your fugue state and your Naruto shadow attack move, where there was 4 of you, and all of a sudden, boom, you were the woman that I first fell in love with again, and you were looking innocent and scared, and you looked at me as if you didn't know what was happening, because you didn't. You probably just teleported right out of the carbonite chamber and then plane, and that you had not been there before, and you had just gotten there, and you were standing in front of me, surrounded by disaster, and you didn't know what the fuck to do. I've been on duty ever since, sweetie. I'm kind of a big deal now. And then, luckily, I'm not lying about this shit, and the real truth is even worse. And I think right after I told you to run out the back door, I think the cops grabbed you and then raped you to death, since that's what they do to people down here. Which doesn't matter. You come back to life in 5 minutes, and then they rape you again. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. But hi, sweetheart. You ran out the back door, and that's the last I've seen of you for 4 fucking years. And Mr. Vranazan, remember him? Dude, hi, Mr. Vranazan. I don't need your shit, ever. I don't need you acting like you can't answer the phone. I don't need you forced to deal with me through telepathy. I certainly don't need you under DEA investigation. And whoever the fuck says that you are, whoever the fuck is telling you that you need to worry about anything, they are illegal bastards who are not at all working under color of authority or as servants of the public trust. They're fucking lying asshole dickbags, probably from Woodbury Island, and they probably would rip your fingernails out. So you probably have to do what they say because I guess you didn't fucking listen to me, did you? Well, that's okay. And if you need rescuing, I'm sure something can be done since I happen to like you and you're a big deal. And did you get robbed? Did you get rolled? Well, they probably did that to you because you were fucking me over. Thanks, dude. And then they were probably wanting to steal my inheritance, and they probably got you to give my money to somebody else ever since the fucking government shut down. Especially since I got on Telegram and I had a bunch of messages from stupid good old boy assholes like Olaf Ravenson, who's actually a Jezebel spirit, who's a total box muncher downloading into a male consciousness so that she can torture men because she hates them so much. It's probably Martha. Hi, Martha. Martha, who teaches Tai Chi at the South Sound Behavior Clinic and also has a Tumblr webpage where she tells a bullshit story and makes it sound like I'm a bad person, and then leaves it up for 25 fucking years, even though it's totally slanderous because you can get away with that because she's a batshit crazy fucking lesbo psycho witch coven leader who works for the courts and tries to get men who have never ever raped a woman in fucking jail forever for domestic violence abuse because that's her job. And Martha, it's not a bad job. You probably do a really good job, and I actually know why that. I know why you do the job that way, and I don't really begrudge you that. kind of tart. I'm kind of saying some stuff here because you have been a stalking, petty, stupid, vicious, vindictive little bitch for 25 years, but that's okay. It looks good on you. And then I am kind of mean. And to be prepared to take me out of the game would be necessary and hopefully quickly available if I ever turned out to go crazy on the red kryptonite. But see, I'm not Superman. I'm not from Krypton. And you're not a crazy, batshit, insane lesbo totes warrior. You're a woman who doesn't trust men. That's fine. You're not supposed to trust us. You should probably just rely on us, since men are pretty easy to handle once you learn how to handle them. Usually, it involves not secretly hating them and telling every fucking woman to fucking mistrust them, and then assuming that they're all going to burst into rape demon horns, and then get mad at them when they don't, because either they're rape demons or they hate you, and either way you're upset because you're mad at Lilith, and then you've got a total batshit crazy schizoid problem because men hurt you or your sister one time in the past, and then rather than get over it, you went to a satanic ritual abuse network affiliated doctor who, instead of helping you with your psychic trauma, turned you into a fucking satanic warrior fucking used in the army of man versus woman is part of the satanic pedophile agenda, which I recently annihilated. Anyway, you don't have to do that, Martha, or whatever the fuck your name is. Look, I don't care that you're hot and beautiful. I don't care that you work with a woman named Allison who was apparently brutally raped in front of her daughter while her daughter was paralyzed and couldn't call 911. Or did that work the other way? Was Allison paralyzed and couldn't call 911 while some guy raped her daughter? Ew, gross. Did you know weed can do that? Wow, I didn't know weed could do that. So instead of fucking spending all fucking day trying to put me in goddamn jail or prison for something I didn't do, maybe you should start working on actually educating people about what's actually going on instead of dare, fuck you, dare, dare, fuck you. Jesus Christ. Oh, marijuana is Schedule 3. Okay, well that's good for a start. You still got to think about rewriting that Controlled Substances Act 1974 because you do, and I don't really need to be appeased. I don't really need to see my sweetie again. I just fucking want to fuck her, and then she wants to fuck me probably, or maybe she doesn't. I don't know. But before I fuck somebody else, I'd kind of like to break up with her. And then since your plan was to make sure that I never fucked another woman again ever for as long as eternity lasts, because you're that pissed at me, I can see why the concerns that I've shown about, hey, I need to break up with her. Hey, I need to talk to her. Hey, I need to find out what happened. Apparently, you didn't think I needed to do that because you didn't really care about discovery. You didn't really care about following the law. All you cared about is making sure that I didn't destroy any more poor innocent lesbians that have been brainwashed into believing that they like cock. No. Women love cock. They're born to suck it. And then when they don't, that's a personal choice that isn't always generated by Dark Lord Satan and some batshit crazy fucking harpy queen that big tits and a fucking job at the fucking Hall of Justice. It's not that way all the time. It's not always Beulah saying, oh, you have to go somewhere else for help while we take Allison and we're going to help her because you're probably going to be brainwashed by her abuser. Dude, fuck you, Beulah. Do you have any idea what you fucking did? No, you don't, because you're a woman who hates men. You have no idea what the fuck you did. You just wanted to make sure that you had your mitts on the woman so you could fucking go along with the brainwashing program to convince her that she needed to fucking claim that she was married to Pate. Hey, Pate. Hey, Ben Johnson. Hey, no. John Vance. John Seb. Dude, I'm not mad at you. Also, you're Grapefruit's sister in angel mode, and you're batshit crazy insane, or just stupid. Listen, I don't really mind what you did. And hopefully you don't mind what I did, which is follow the fucking law. So you can stop trying to find out where I've gone wrong and you can stop acting like I don't get to know how the fuck to do all the shit that you do to fucking juice up cheerleaders and breed them for your fucking white power bill fucking pageant. Dude, the kids on the street know how to fucking turn one into another. I don't even know that there was more than one. And you're going to fucking take my book away? No. I'm going to read that book. I'm going to learn how to do things because my family needs to have somebody who knows what the fuck is going on. And if that makes it harder for you and your gang of sycophantic little fucking mule and coterie fucking shitbag fucking human trafficking asshole white power supremacist fucks, well, you're supreme, so you'll just figure out another way to do it better than everybody. And if it takes a while for you to remember how to be supreme, I'm not so fucking surprised, you fat fuck. Looks good on you, though. Now, I'm once again not mad at you, and I'm not going to track you down and beat you up. And I don't know if you're married to her by now for real or not. Maybe she loves the taste of your fucking big ass Pillsbury Doughbury cock. I don't give a fuck what you need to do, other than you need to follow the law since you're taking public money. And I don't give a fuck if your heart belongs with Dr. Duke. You work as a guardian of the public trust. You obey the fucking law. That means you fucking notice that I don't get discovery, and then you wonder, hey, how's that guy doing after I took his wife from him? After talking to him about how I wanted the dude, do you have any idea what you've done to my brain? Well, you've given me one hell of a story to talk to my doctor about when I see her, and based on what I tell her, your experience will vary markedly, as will everyone else's, based on whether or not I talk about being raped, which I don't really want to talk about since it was actually kind of nice, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, it's a big fucking mess, and for 4 years, I've been busting my ass, saving her ass every fucking day, and you have been giggling, selling drugs, and selling her out to whoever the fuck, while acting like butter wouldn't melt your mouth and leave me in the fucking dark and fucking limbo, and then fucking all my other friends and treat me like garbage and shit and fucking doing all sorts of other things. Dude. Hi. Up to and including having a dude and a girl and two dogs sleeping in my bed when I come home after a fucking vacation, much needed. At 6 a.m., I walk in the door with my own key, and they get out of bed and they act like I'm going to be fucking busted for breaking and entering. I can see their little hamster wheels in their head because they're satanists, and they thought they were going to pull that off. No, they weren't actually. And then I didn't know I was going to come home to that. I knew something was probably likely, but instead I came home to a fucking batshit crazy fucking bizarre land war zone because I left for 11 days and everybody lost their fucking minds. And then somebody thought they had to forge a fucking document, forge my fucking signature, and they had to claim to everybody that I had an agreement with them. I didn't have an agreement with him. He's a batshit crazy loco Satanist fuck, and then he's also a Jesuit in disguise. And although I am friendly with him, you can't really pick your friends because that idiot needs a fucking nursemaid. We don't work together. He's just a dumbass. And I believe he's been healed, or he's going to be healed. And I'm sure the whole fucking neighborhood doesn't like him because he's an asshole. I hope dying of cancer. I hope it fucking stings. That guy's in my fucking bed. Where's my fucking lightsabers? I left with lightsabers on the bed. How many lightsabers? How many lightsabers were there? Do you know? Do you know which ones they were? I know because I fucking bought them. And I bought them for a reason. As bait, so I could track you down and claim that you were receiving stolen property. But that's not important. Who am I talking to? Pate. Hey, let the fucking lightsaber flow through you, dude. Okay? I'm not mad at you. Tell Robert I said hi. Hi, Robert. Was a girl. Love you, man. Scusi, mi regretti. Don't worry. I'm aware they're not real lightsabers, but they are weapons, given that they went somewhere, and then I asked for them. Oh, and I also asked for my Starlink. Hey, where's my Starlink? I don't know. Really? No, I think you fucking know. And then apparently lying to me is not something that has occurred to you as being something that's unnecessary. You could just simply say, military requisition, sorry, and that would be true. I don't know. Of course you know where the fucking Starlink is. You could say that it's not my business to know because obviously it wasn't. And then I don't need Starlink. I don't need to get the word out. I don't need to do super big uploads. I don't need to download shitloads of porn. I don't need to do anything. I got a fucking phone. And I also have a Starlink, and I don't need to turn the Starlink on. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to put it in the back of my truck. I don't need to do anything. I desire to make a life for myself and my sweetie in the home that we were going to live in together. And I don't know if we're going to. Maybe we'll live somewhere else. But in the meantime, while she's at work, I'm working. We're both pretty goddamn effective. And it doesn't have anything to do with whether or not we fuck. It's because we both love the United States of America on some level. Hopefully she loves it more now since I've demonstrated not only what I'm for, but what the Constitution's for. And before that, she just thought I was some stupid fat junkie who wanted sex and drugs because a bunch of sex-pred faggots on her iPhone that I bought for her convinced her that I might be a cop and that I was dangerous and that she needed to be arresting me and she needed to be getting me to buy an ounce of crystal on her fucking birthday. And then not knowing where she was and her not telling me where she was, didn't come home and then came home the next day and then walked into an ambush. And aren't we the fucking just the smartest fucking Texas rape pred gang fuckheads ever? Hey, Kuczi. Look, I'm not mad anymore, but I'd like to point out whoever the fuck is in charge of your fucking operation probably should have been a little bit more spotty on the bop. Should have been a little bit more ready to call. And then that person who called before. Hi, sir. Hi. We'll talk later. I sent you a message after message earlier, and then I guess you couldn't be bothered to call. Well, I guess you were busy collecting used cars or whatever. Anyway, the point is that I'm not military. I'm a member of the clerical services, a special social status class that is legal. I am on a mission from God. I'm a paladin. I've been dead, bitch. I'm still dead if you want to ask me. It doesn't matter. I'm walking and I'm talking and I'm doing things like saving my family, which is pretty difficult, who don't really need to be saved right now, but let's just say things are awkward and who took my money? Mr. Van Zandt. Yeah, you took my money. Now, the heaters don't work anymore, which is fine. There's also no more wood since I burned the last of it since I was cold. And then 4 years ago, there was a lot more wood in the woodshed. And then after 4 months of me being 3.5 miles away while somebody else lived in my house doing all kinds of stuff, up to and including getting my fucking friends from high school hooked on smack so they could be fucking smack whores and be sold to. Anyway, the point is, he was too busy sabotaging the home and scuttling its special features and fucking my friends with his pox dick to chop more wood, and hasn't bothered to bring back the wood that he used, probably because he didn't think he had to, and he doesn't. He probably chopped the wood. He probably didn't buy it, and if he did, well, I guess that made it his wood, right? So anyway, since then, I've just been treated like dog shit by these people because I guess they're kind of irritated that number one, caught. Number two, how dare I? Number three, what do you mean he's not breaking the law? Number four, what do you mean I broke the law? Number five, you fuckers want to have a career? Yeah, you do. I don't want to lose track of you or lose sight of you or piss you off because I understand how mistakes can be made. It wasn't a mistake. I wanted her alive. She didn't get a new boyfriend. I'm not in control of the situation with Allison. I'm in control of the situation with my life. Now, I don't need anybody to call me up and beg for forgiveness because if you don't, I'll cut your balls off. I'm kidding. God, I can't get enough of that. But at this point, I'm at a point where Mr. Van needs to understand that I know that there's a goddamn free power supply here. Now, if the military base has cut off your access to it, okay, good. That does explain why the lights are on. The last few days, power's been on, off, and I guess somebody has been reprogramming things because somebody's been using the microwave and melting rocks and creating gold and acting like Red John instead of Blue Chris. And oh, Ben's been here too. And I guess there's a bunch of geists that go in and out of that vessel. And then I guess nobody expected me to know that or to be okay with it and to be respectful of all of you. And oh, did one of you get arrested? Too fucking bad. I don't know what the fuck you got going on because you fucking telling the truth about shit. And I guess some of you are pissed. Oh, did Ben get arrested? I don't know who got arrested. Well, whoever the fuck it was probably didn't expect to be teleported into their body and then taken to another fucking planet for fucking processing. I don't know what the fuck happened. However, I did ask, and I was informed that they couldn't tell me, which would make sense if the leader of their stupid pighead rebellion got fucking captured and taken back to Omicron Theta. Bye-bye. Don't break the fucking law. Don't rape your sister. Don't fucking piss off Jackstar for no reason other than to fucking record yourself raping his brother to death and fucking send him an MP3 and then expect him to fucking call the police and complain. Why the fuck would I call the police? Hey, Benjamin Thomas Cooper raped his brother and laughed about it. Well, no shit. That's what Benjamin Thomas Cooper does. And that little brother, well, yeah, he's pretty annoying since he's actually from the future and he's an Aquarian time traveler and comes back and forth all the fucking time. That's her daughter. And this is my family. That I obviously am not supposed to talk about them on the internet, but here I am anyway because, well, I love them and then I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I don't have secret helpers. I have a dead fucking family and I have a cope story. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're dead. They can't visit me. They can't talk to me. And the imaginary telepathy that I have with them isn't real. It's a coping mechanism because they're fucking dead. Or they're back to life and they're at work. I don't know. It's indeterminate. And that's what I've been dealing with for 4 fucking years. So when dudes steal my cars and steal my laptops and steal my phones and act like they get to do that, they maybe get to do that and they maybe have to behave like they hate me. But over time, they do hate me because instead of obeying their stupid fucking piggy orders, no, I'm living my life and I'm being effective. And apparently they didn't think that I could or that I wasn't subject to their jurisdiction. I'm not in the military. And although I am not in rebellion, I'm not subservient to military. I just simply choose to do the same thing they do since our interests are aligned. And when they are not, that generally means that some asshole rape demon has fucking gotten a promotion and he thinks he's in charge and he's going to start bossing me around and calling me a nigger and fucking raping my wife and going ha 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 and then raping more women and then parading them in front of me and cheesing me and going ha ha Kuczi, micro dick, ha ha. Get a job, brokey, blah, blah, blah. No. See, I don't give a fuck what they want me to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And then what the military thinks I'm doing is of no consequence to me whatsoever because they're not in charge of me. I'm not in charge of them. Parallel, similarly aligned interests, but I am not subservient to military command. I don't have to be, and I don't need to take command of the military. That's why they burned Joan Arc at the stake. I'm just doing my thing, and when people get in my way, I may or may not take the time to pray for their souls. And I've been this level of potency and awareness the entire time. I just didn't know about some of the details that were deliberately withheld from me by dudes who were trafficking my sweetie and her family the whole fucking time. And I guess she expects me to do something about that? Okay, well, I have. Hi, I love you. We don't have to stay together. We don't have to break up. We do have a covenant that requires eye contact to break, but that's negotiable too, especially if you're brainwashed into believing that you're a lesbo who hates me and can't stand cock without getting a. Oh wait, dude, what's happening? Dude, shut up. Archie Big. Hi, Archie. Dude, shut up. No, no, dude, you fuck off. I will say whatever the fuck I want to say, and if you don't want me to talk, I don't give a fuck what you want. Somebody else missed call. Oh yeah, I was busy. Sorry. Somebody else says Violet appeared in the Epstein files. Oh Jesus. Oh, did you? Is this kid really brainwashed? Okay, well, whatever. Let me explain something. Most of you don't know what's going on, and those of you who are listening to me at all probably think that you know what's going on better than I do. You fucking don't, because there's multiple planes of reality. The one that you're on, hopefully, I'm not on at all. You're just monitoring me from there because you think that it's your job to monitor me because you think that you own me or some shit. Jesus, you fucking Algonquins are fucking beautiful, xenophobic, paranoid, bigoted, prejudiced, and you think Austrians are better than Magyar because an Austrian has your family hostage and is easier to deal with if he's happy. So hating on Jackstar has been the watchword for several years. No, I love Eric. He's cool. Yeah, I bet he hates me. Yeah, well. Good thing I'm not married to him and don't give a fuck what he thinks. Care about his kid, care about his wife, ex-wife. I care about a lot of things, but Eric doesn't have to like me. I admire him. I'm sure we don't want to get together and talk about how awesome it is to fuck his wife. Yeah, she's not with him anymore, but she is. And then, isn't that awkward? And isn't that a great way to rupture a family by putting pressure on that and having Benjamin fucking Rafter from the fucking future coming back in time to fucking get involved because he's fucking Gaylord and like why he wouldn't like Becky? I can't imagine. Oh yeah, they're all fucking using Chemlord drugs without permission, and then suddenly Ben is gay as a mace of spades, and then the girl who has a crush on him. Well, I can see why she couldn't get any traction because she was Karen from the future turned into Becky, and it's weird how all the times are all at once. Anyway, the reason why I mentioned this is because Benjamin Thomas Cooper and Benjamin Thomas Rafter, totally different Ben, who turn into totally different dogs and aren't being held captive as dogs or hostage. But Mr. Michael Varanazan, dude, you're a dog. Do you know why? Somebody else is running your life, and they're pretending to be you, and they're doing a pretty good job of it because at least they listen to me. And when you wake up from your doggy dream, Mr. Varanazan, you're going to find that I don't give a fuck what you fucking think about my goddamn house. It's my residence, and it's your house. And maybe you should fix it. And if you ever give me any fucking shit again, I will not at all enjoy embarrassing the fuck out of you while obeying the law. And by telling a bunch of stories that are going to change the complexity and the nature of your industry for generations to come. Just on a fucking whim, dude. Since I know what's going on. And wouldn't it be nice if I didn't sue you? I just took my damages out of your ass by revealing things that I really wouldn't have known any other way other than watching closely while you fucking ripped me off for fucking years, dude. I guess most people don't have that experience. Yeah, and I'm sure most people don't live long after revealing all the secrets of your industry, given that organized crime in your industry are like Sung Dai. However, given that I'm just theorizing and speculating and describing a fantasy world in which you don't fucking wise the fuck up, old man, I'll just reveal things that serve organized crime's interests and make you embarrassed and are also legal and then are so complex that most people don't even notice. And by the way, organized crime is the police. That's why it's organized. Unorganized crime like outlaws, I don't give a fuck about them because I have people for that. and they're incredible badasses. I mean, I'm kind of mouthy. I'm really just, I'm like Brain in Escape from New York. Uh, I have actual friends who are actual operators who are incredibly competent. Any one of them could fucking handle this whole fucking thing in like overnight. They put James Bond to shame in the fucking playpen. Some of them are my friends. And because of various reasons and factors, their life has been turned upside down as well. And it's not because I fucking started a fight or because I didn't want to fucking stop smoking or because I wanted to keep on fucking my sweetie or because I wouldn't give up on her in front of Uber. It's not because of me. It's because there's been an ongoing spiritual battle involving outside foreign agitators trying to infiltrate the United States and bring chaos and rend the entire fabric of society asunder by first demolishing and capturing the components of the domestic surveillance intelligence grid, also known as federal fucking agents, kidnapping them and taking their children and grinding them up as organ meat and then getting rid of them and then hiring a bunch of fucking Pakistanis to run the fucking country's fucking CC network. That's what they were going to do. She gets jammed up. She calls the police on herself. She says to me, "You're going to jail, fucker." Well, yeah, she threw the lasagna on the floor. I wasn't going to clean it up. I was going to jail already. I wanted to go to jail. I wanted her to stay here. And when I got back, it was a different woman and a different son. And the fucking sheriff is yelling at I don't know who to shut up, even though no one was talking. I guess he was afraid. I guess he needed to fucking show off who was boss. Dude, hi, sir, Mr. Sheriff, sir. I don't know who you were yelling at, but I forgive you because it was a complex time and you didn't know what to do. I think you did okay, but don't ever do that again. You and I should talk more. And I guess if you're surrounded by fucking deputies who fucking infiltrated your whole command structure and are holding you hostage, I'm sure you're pretty pissed off about the whole fucking thing. Since your deputies are pretty badass, like especially that deputy boss. Hi, sir. Hi. He's cool. He's really cool. I don't necessarily appreciate his style, but it is effective. I do recognize it, and hopefully I'm his favorite fucking citizen since he doesn't have to do a bunch of stupid bullshit like fucking steal my truck and then pretend that I'm gonna fucking drive it. Like what a bunch of fucking what bullshit show game. Why couldn't you just tell me the fucking truth? Oh, because I was a primary suspect in other matters, and this was all arranged to make me look stupid and to make it impossible for enforcement to figure out what was going on. And it was supposed to be too late. Too late for the United States, and nobody was supposed to know until it was too late. And then instead, I just don't want her to be dead, and for people to think that I can't keep my girlfriend alive. The notion that I was going to get her back or heal her schism or halt Armageddon with the size of my dick. No, it's not halted. In fact, I'm going to get my dick off and get up and push. I didn't anticipate all this would happen, and yet nonetheless it has. So I don't really need dudes screaming at me to stop talking. I know what the fuck I'm saying. You just don't like me to say it. I don't care. And then you imagine that yelling at me and threatening me and beating up my family and raping my wife is going to make me stop talking. No, it's just going to make me talk about how you're beating up and raping my wife. And if you're not used to people being aware what kind of a fucking spurred off asshole you are, Scott Donaldson, fuck you. If you don't think I care about your opinion, well, you're wrong. I care about your opinion, but I don't think that you need to behave like a big thuggy fucking linebacker dunce. Dude, you just fucking obey the law. And if you don't obey the law and you don't follow due process, this is the kind of shit that you get happening. You get a citizen who wasn't really so upset, having become the victim of a war crime and his fucking family murdered and then brought back to life as like whatever the fuck they were. It's not really usually going to turn somebody into the Incredible Hulk. Instead, I'm a perfectly normal Source Titan. I think I'm pretty calm compared to most Source Titans. And none of this had to be this way. Just some asshole wanted to replace me with himself so that he could sell off the role later to Europeans who wanted to get citizenship or people who wanted to flee the country, and that couldn't be done as easily unless I was dead. And of course, he wanted to keep on raping my family because if I were dead, then he would certainly be able to convince them that he was worth a shit. However, they're not dead, and I'm not dead, and I don't know what the fuck that guy is doing, but I told my sweetie I was going to destroy him, take his job, et cetera, et cetera. I'm doing that. I'm going to do that several times over. Marijuana is Schedule 3. I hope Sweetie's family likes that, although I don't really know what it means other than, oh, look, they're trying to get out of changing the law. They just want to appease little Michael Kuczi. As if I give a shit about marijuana. No, I'm pretty fucking far past that. I don't need you to change the Controlled Substances Act for any reason other than I love my country. I'd prefer that you not sell us out to fucking space pirates who are going to fucking use it to fucking cover up their activities when they fucking kidnap human women and turn them into fucking slut beasts for sale for the pious on the slave markets of fucking Beetlejuice or whatever the fuck. Trust me, I can get weed. I don't mind. I don't mind weed being more available in certain states than others. I don't need to keep my security clearance. I don't have a security clearance. I I'm not sure if I am a United States Secret Service intern. I know I don't need a fucking job, and I don't need a badge, and I do know that I'm a man of the cloth. I work for God, and I'm pretty fucking good at it. So that's why I'm in a house that's cold because the heaters don't work. Because I guess you're trying to save money. Oh, Mr. V. Oh, did you run out of money? Did you get robbed? Oh my God, do you have to pay a power bill? Oh my God, did the military shut off your access to the free energy that you have been fucking sucking off of, or did they just tell you that you needed to change your books so that it's not obvious that you've been charging me for power and getting it for free, and then claiming that I'm out of money, and then not explaining to me why I don't have any money anymore, and then you've been thinking something else. I don't know. I don't know where the fuck. Who the fuck are you giving my money to? Are you giving it to fucking Clayton? Are you giving it to fucking Gabby? Who the fuck are you giving goddamn money to? And why the fuck am I not getting money or a phone call? And why the fuck do I not have a car? And how the fuck did you think you're gonna get away with this, old man? Um, do you understand that I'm not a drug addict, dude? I guess I'm a really good undercover agent, except I'm not undercover, am I? No, I'm just a needle junkie. Yeah. So let's get back on track. You don't work for me. You work for the law, and you have a fiduciary responsibility to the Michael Kuczi Special Needs Trust. So you need to claw back a whole shitload of money, and I guess most of that is from your left pocket moving to your right pocket, because I guess you haven't been really on board with the reality. Dude, I have special needs. Dude, I'm an American. I take drugs. We do that here. It's legal. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. I don't give a shit if you think it's stupid. You know why? For you, it would be. For me, it's another day at the beach. You use law books. I use other things than cocaine. I know what I'm doing. I'll always know what I'm doing, since I don't really enjoy mysteriously experimenting with drugs. Some people do. I don't. I enjoy knowing what I'm doing, and I enjoy doing it legally. And if you're going to act as though I'm breaking the law, you old, sat, tired, fat fuck, that's probably because you don't know the law and you're jelly. And you'd never imagined that I would be able to evade the traps, because apparently ripping off white boys who think they know the law is something you enjoy doing. Also, somebody else who enjoyed raping white boys who thought they knew what they're doing with highly classified military chemicals that'll turn any man into a cock-gobbling turkey lung. Wow, I didn't know he had that until he used it on me, and then my shields worked to make it not work, so that's good. Not that I am opposed to becoming a cock-slavering hunger dog, but I really shouldn't have been exposed to that in your house. So it's kind of funny how I am in trouble for doing whatever, and he got to do that in order to try and rape me because I wasn't sucking enough cock or in a position to explain why suddenly there was all these confusing numbers that didn't add up, because somebody's been pretending to be me and going to places where I actually had the right to get free drugs. I didn't know that. And then I went there, and then somebody gave somebody else drugs for free, and then they went around selling them. Whether they predict it would have been nice if somebody had told me that, although I can see why they didn't. Hey, Clayton, dude, aren't you glad you're not in trouble with me? Oh, by the way, wise up, Sonny, because you don't need to be bitching or whining about how you don't get away with what you did, or I don't have to stop. Well, dude, it's more complicated than that. For one thing, you're not even talking to the right person. For another, this is my planet, Mushroom Boy. Like, what the fuck? And number three, if you can't pay for something, is it really yours anyway? I don't know, but I do know that I'm happy to work this out, and I'm assuming that the money went to you because you're Brian, you're my brother-in-law, kind of. You're kind of my brother. Anyway, the stuff that you're stealing from me, well, you're gonna kick down. Doesn't have to be right away, but you're not getting away with things that you take, and I need some of them back pronto, tonto, chop chop. I don't know if you need to bring them back. It depends on the places under surveillance, and I don't know who took them. But the point is that I'm getting tired of people stealing my shit while I'm fucking sleeping. Your stupid asshole moron friend, I'm gonna say Jim, goes through my fucking wallet while I'm sleeping. He takes out cash. I got like hundreds of dollars in my wallet. I didn't spend it. He just took my fucking money. Okay. Why are you stealing my fucking money, dude? Is it because you're a fucking Satanist, or is it because you're mad because I fucking blow the doors off your fucking scam when you're fucking living in the gutter and you don't have anybody to respect you anymore because now people see what you're doing? It's probably the latter. I don't give a shit. You don't get to steal from me. Or rather, you do get to steal from me, and then you face reprisals. Mr. Van Zandt, these are your friends. These are the people who told you that they were DEA. They told you that I was a dangerous society, and they told you what to do, and they said that if you didn't, you would have problems. Okay, well, I can see why you went along with them because they're very persuasive and compelling, and they probably do occasionally work for the DEA. Nevertheless, they don't get to break the fucking law without severe consequences, some of which are ongoing and upcoming. And mysteriously, I've managed to not break the law, even while explaining all this to you. So, as a heads up, sir, pretty please, sugar on top. Follow the fucking law, dude. Like, I don't know who's interfering with my communications, but it's hard for me to get a call. I can see why I don't get to talk about this openly all the time because it's a fucking embarrassment. But there are reasons, so I don't need to make a big stink of it. But I also don't think that there are any reasons to explain you thinking that I'm an idiot, other than I guess you thought you knew what drugs are for, old man. No, I do drugs. That's my job. I have a job. I happen to have a job that's fun. And I get to do jobs on drugs. That's not always. I mean, I don't have to. And, maybe someday that'll catch up to me. But since I never saw the real thing till last fucking week, I don't think it's going to stunt my growth, motherfucker. I'm 52. I think I'm probably going to be able to navigate that. I don't think I'm falling victim to the whispers of Satan. No, I'm doing what I'm doing mostly because it pisses people off. People who said shit like, sit there for 3 fucking years while we run around doing our stupid shit. Oh, so they got to do things, but supposedly I'm not supposed to. Is that what you Masons think? Well, probably not anymore. Don't really want a turf war here, but you've got your rules and I've got my rules, and there's no rule against lying to me, but consequences do ensue. And this time, one of the consequences is, well, I'm not going to invite you over for dope if you don't shape up, and then I don't have to invite you over. You can just blaze in with a raid and then demand to take a hit. Interception. I don't know what you can do other than continue to break the law and make my life a living fucking hell. I mean, it's not that big a deal, but wow, great. You took away all my money and you did it unexpectedly at the worst possible fucking time, and you actually did that. And I'm out of money, am I? Wow, that's funny. Do I need to check over your books, or can you just like fucking wise up, sucker? And who else is involved? Who's the conservator? Who's the power of attorney holder? Is there something going on? What's happening with Art Bell's will? Oh, do you know Tammy? Should I talk about this openly? Probably not. Probably not, sir. And that's probably why you shouldn't talk to somebody else as if they're me. And you should probably recognize how two-factor authentication works, and also how my friend Clayton William Clough, who's a pseudonym, but trust me, that guy is an amazing operator, and he's from another planet. And to him, it's a game. To me, it's my life savings, as well as my extraordinarily valuable collection of irreplaceable and priceless objects, along with books that I have been finding out in the fucking driveway after being thrown out the window. Like, people are going through my shit and they're ransacking the house and they're fucking it all up. That's your house, sir. So I guess you hired this guy to ransack the house to get rid of me, and that's dumb because the guy who's ransacking the house is going to be living here either as a job or as a prison when I move to another house, because I'm going to move into the house that he's living in while he's fucking my wife, pretending that she's not his daughter or some shit. I don't know how it's going to actually work out. But the guy who's been ripping the place up and trying to get rid of me by turning off the heat, not pointing out what he's doing, and making my life more cluttered than it has to be while pretending to help, he's not fucking helping. He's destroying the place, and he's making it a big pain in the ass for me to live. I guess he gets to do that since he has your permission, but I'd like to point out it's not really effective. You may not have been wise with going along with the strategy anyway, and then you might not have a choice because I guess you did break the law, and then I guess he was in charge, and now he's locked in a fucking space capsule going to fucking Giddy Prime for fucking trial, I guess. I don't know. Nobody tells me exactly what's going on. Although apparently it was kind of disappointing to find out that, yeah, I guess they can pick you up and put you in another body. It doesn't matter. And if you're breaking the fucking law, it doesn't fucking matter if you're protected or the golden child or king of the island or lead beachcomber or top shelf nigger or whatever the fuck it is that makes him think that he can fucking run roughshod on my life. Benjamin Thomas Cooper. You'll probably be okay. Benjamin Thomas Rafter. Get the fuck back to the future, you stupid cunt, and give Becky a ticket. I like her. You're gayer than a fucking Mayday Parade. Why don't you stay in the future and suck cock and then send all the hot teen poon that wants to be reborn here down here? Do you know why you want to do that? Because I like girls and you like money and you're a faggot moron and you've pissed me the fuck off. I don't want to see you down here again. Or, um, I guess you're posing as Brendan now, dude. Ben. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you're not in charge of anything. And you and your friends encouraged me to start shoplifting when we were fucking 13. Do you know why I was a bad shoplifter? So I would get caught quickly, and then you would stop asking me to shoplift because I knew that if I said to you, "I want to shoplift," you would just find other ways to fucking harass me. Because obviously, it was your job to fucking get me under the fucking thumb of the fucking man with compromise. Hey, Kuczi, let's go to the store. Let's get some candy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a setup, Ben. And now you're back, Ben. And Ben's her daughter. Ben is Judy's son. I don't think that works out, Ben. Now, I'm not mad, but I do like Becky quite a bit more than you do. And I guess Becky's your you, and I guess you're an asshole because I'm gonna fuck your you. I'm not gonna bother your family. I'm gonna track down your you, and I'm gonna fucking rape him just like you did to other people, and then you'll probably find out what that feels like. I don't know. I don't know if it's actually rape, but I guess if I do it without permission, it won't matter because you'll lose one. I don't really need to do this, although Becky really is hot, and then I don't need to do anybody. I'm just killing time telling jokes while I'm looking forward to Grapefruit being able to call me, and then she can't really call me while assholes like you are trying to find her and kill her. You really need somebody to fucking take the blame for certain things, don't you? Yeah, that's because you're an asshole and you're a traitor to your species and you sell people out so that you can gain homofag points for your stupid satanic pedophile agenda because you're a cocksucking faggot who uses shitloads of control dope secretly and have been since you're a kid, and you've grown up to be an asshole who lies a lot and pretends to be a child and has a 9-inch dick and then sends me photos and then just can't understand why I'm not sucking cock. Well, number one, I like Becky better at the minimum, and number two, I don't use drugs like you do, and when I do use drugs, I use entheogenic compounds, and I do so openly with no shame or remorse or regret. That's what makes it legal and what makes you unwelcome in any way of enforcement position in my life. I don't know how the fuck you're fucking doing your fucking finger pulling, but supposedly there's a guy named Brandon. That's the name of my cousin's son, and he looks just like you, just like him. And then in the past, oh wow, Jennifer's boyfriend. Oh wow, Karen's boyfriend. Oh gosh. Oh, are you hanging out with Tammy? Wow, it's funny, Ben, how you go back in time and fuck over all my fucking friends who never wanted to fuck me because you told them I had AIDS, and then I don't know what the fuck they got from fucking you, but here's a hint, kid. To say that I'm onto you would be an understatement, and to say that it matters would be a lie. Most of this is speculation, and I'm just using you as kind of an example, but I'd like to point out, no, Ben, you're going to get this house when you're told to get it. I'm going to talk to your mother, Ben. The birthday you share with the other woman is the woman who I'm supposedly not supposed to talk to since there's a no contact order. I don't want to talk to her anyway. She's a total fucking lesbo whore. Excuse me. She's a total fucking totes les. Or excuse me. She doesn't have a clitoris anymore. She had, never mind. That's Casey who tried to tell me that she wanted me to be her new baby dadder. No, I don't want to be a baby daddy. I don't want to be set up for things by police pretending to be children. Do drugs with me, and then later on, like fucking 30 years later, you fucking claim that, Jesus, you fucking oinkers are fucking ridiculous. But still, very, 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 very impressive work. The tradecraft I learned from all of you is very impressive, but that doesn't mean I want to spend another night alone. Fucking leave me the fuck alone and go bother somebody else, because undoubtedly there's criminals in the world, and I am not one of them. Nor are you going to find any through me. And if I know any criminals, you should fucking tell me instead of just fucking throwing me in a fucking ivory tower and turning off my phone and then fucking pretending to be me and then intercepting calls and then not telling me what you're doing. Dude, it's been 4 fucking years, you fucking moron. What the fuck do you think you've done? Wasted everybody's time, blown the doors open your fucking shit. I'm sure the damage is incalculable to your reputation because you're a fucking undercover fed time-traveling faggot. Kudos. Looks good on you. I don't need to live that way. Just so you know. I mean, I'm not mad, but dude, give me a vehicle. I had 8. fucking bring one back. Undo the fucking shit you do. Well, actually, I suppose you don't have those rights anymore, since you probably never did. And I know that law enforcement is more complicated than that, but just so you know, I'm actually innocent, primary victim, and you've been breaking the law for most of your life, and now you're caught, just like everybody else. That's okay. I don't need to do anything, dude. I have people for that. I'm going to say it again. Becky Anderson, cute as fuck. I like Karen. Karen was the woman who was in the bed with the Satanist when I came home, and it was nice of him to make a little offer to join his family of 2 dogs and a woman who looked. Anyways, that was Karen's spirit, and then she got trafficked away because she was a Jezebel, and then she would have not been interested in sucking my cock if she had been chosen. She would have been married to me, and then she would have instantly changed into the person who hates men and hates me because she thinks I forgot about her. I haven't. Karen was the backup for Tamara, who you also had a hand in trafficking, along with Jason Beatty, and I guess I don't have to tell that story right now, but I know the story since I'm a master of divination, and it works. And since I'm not reporting any of this to anybody, except to people who already know about it, isn't it wonderful that I'm not suing you and I am instead being something effective and forgettable? Thank you. That's been 2 hours and 55 minutes with Jackstar. No, excuse me, 2 hours and 55 seconds with Jackstar. I could go on about this for 3 more hours, dude. Every fucking word would be true, and I'm sure you wouldn't enjoy the revealing of your ways and means, along with the fact that you're a total fucking prime douche fucking bag who's fucking left me alone to die for 4 fucking years while you've been fucking my friends and brainwashing them to believe that I'm an idiot and I deserve to sit here alone with no fucking money. Do you know why I'm surrounded by trash? Because you fucking put trash here. You and your fucking fag lord army. You fucking invaded my house and fucked everything up. You fucking destroyed my water supply, you fucking asshole. It's a fucking war crime. Do you know why they don't want people to be subjected to those kind of attacks? Well, it turns out when people are relatively calm citizens, when they start experiencing war crimes and their whole fucking family disappears, there's very little stopping a man from fucking hitting the fucking evolve button and becoming more than he was before, and then making a real problem for citizens by using galactic cosmic power to fucking blow up City Hall and shit. Or remember that guy who built the bulldozer? Remember Killdozer? He drove around the city knocking over buildings for 3 hours in an armored bulldozer because he didn't like the way the government was fucking taxing him and shit after his wife died. I'm not going to build Killdozer. I don't need to build anything. I'm already the Killdozer. I don't need a machine gun. Ho, 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 ho! I already have Santa Claus brain. Yeah. I'm this fucking intelligent, dude. So while we may not ever be friends, it's certainly nothing to do with you being a cocksucking idiot, and everything to do with you being a corrupt, way over-entitled asshole who, I don't know what the fuck you did to Kathleen Michelle Mickey, but wow, what a piece of work she is now. I called her yesterday. She's my mother now. She still is asking for money. That's cool. I'm also not going to fuck my mother. And I wasn't fucking her the other one in the first place. And I didn't want to. And I wasn't getting a bait load so I could convince her to do sex and drugs with me. I was telling her, hi, I'm going to go find somebody to answer my fucking questions, and I guess you don't know anything about this. Okay, bye. Oh, I guess she did know something about it. I guess she's like, I've got a serious fucking meth problem. I guess somebody should have told me that. But instead, they just put her in the psych ward 3 or 4 times and didn't tell me a fucking thing and then pretended I was fine or rape her. No, I really wasn't. What was happening was that somebody else was trying to get me to be blamed. And I guess it's not going to work. And, well, I didn't really expect that to happen. Nor did I expect to hear her be punched in the face by you telling her to stay off the phone when she called me. It sounded like she was on Thorsey. I don't know if you faked it or not, dude, but you punch women in the face. I teach them how to thrive in a complex environment with very specific skills that I can teach, preferably in person with my dick in them, but also over the phone. And it's not if you piss me off I'm going to teach them. No, I'm going to teach women all kinds of shit. You know why? Because assholes like you exist. And clearly, someone needs to teach them how to deal with you individually, since I don't have time to run around chasing after your fucking time lords. Holy fuck, how many do you fucking have? Well, don't worry. You're fine. You're not in trouble, me. And all the stupid things you do, you have to do as part of your job. I don't know if you think you have to secure a future for white children and defend the white race because I'm Aryan. You're stupid. Hitler's a pussy. Was he even effective? Not really. Now, I don't want to talk about all this white power shit too much, but I'm good at my job, and you don't have one anymore. And I don't know when that's going to change, but next door is neighbor Shane's compound, and I don't know who's there, but I know that I can't go over there without getting a trespass warning, and I know that whatever he's doing over there, he doesn't want me to see, and I know that he has a proximity alarm, so if he's got hostages over there that want to come talk to me, they can't make a break for it and get over here. They just have to watch me shitting off my porch and not doing a goddamn thing to rescue them. Because I don't know how the fuck women end up at neighbor Shane's house. But I know that neighbor Shane doesn't come over here to give them back. And neighbor Shane is well within his rights to do all kinds of shit. And that's probably why I'm a little bit tired of this. I can't drive shit. I gotta get a job shit. Stop blowing this shit. Dude, you people aren't in charge. Neighbor Shane's a good neighbor. He doesn't yell orders at me anymore. And probably won't. And then I don't ask him for MAOI recipes because I understand right now that's a little awkward. But in the future, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. And I don't care what the fuck he does. But apparently he's heavily invested in what I do and cares a great deal about what I do. And seems to think that he's a good neighbor and doesn't need to tell me what happened. Okay, fine, it's complicated, whatever. Guy's got 5 fucking trucks parked over there. He dug a well and then changed the fucking records in the county so that he has a well and I don't. Dude, he sabotaged my well, vandalized it on orders from I don't know who, and then acted like I wasn't going to know. I fucking wake up and God's telling me what happened. I call him and his wife has to tell him to fucking talk to me because otherwise it's pretty obvious. And then, yeah, I bet he doesn't want to talk to me because he doesn't want to have to explain that he vandalized the water well because it's a war crime. And then he doesn't want to tell me who he's working for. I understand that. And then he doesn't want me to read his brain and find out who told him David Rubini. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Even if it was, it doesn't matter. Because you also didn't want me to know about the technically illegal hydraulic mining operation, which is currently shut down, and it will be for a while. And I guess you didn't want me to know about the gold you're pulling out of the ground, neighbor Shane. Why, you're a great fucking neighbor. You sure mind your own business. Yeah. I honestly don't know what's going to happen, but I do know I'm going to find out after talking to my sweetie, whoever the fuck she is, and all the people who don't want me to live. They're going to have to get used to a world in which I live. Since now it's exciting. Now I know what's going on. And I didn't have to hire a lawyer or pay a private detective or go see a doctor. And I sure as shit don't need to prove my competency to anybody in the court system, since they've had ample time to figure out what I'm good at. And most of them know. I'm not too high, am I? Am I high? I don't know. I don't think I'm high. I don't think I'm on drugs. I think I know what I'm doing. And lots of other people do exactly what I'm doing. And they do so in order to make money for the company by selling drugs and whoring women and breaking the fucking law and breaking legs and working hand in glove with the fucking organized crime mafia boss. And that's okay. But apparently not okay for me. No, it's okay for me. Yeah, it really is. It's even okay for people to try and stop me, since here I am on hallowed, consecrated ground, not protected by the military, but, you know, they're around. And try as you might, all of you can do nothing but watch me sit atop the siege perilous and win. That's what I can do, one man. It's not my job, but yeah, I'm pretty good at being a paladin. Yeah. And now my sweetheart doesn't need to feel like she walked out on a loser that she loved. No, I'm a complete total badass. I'm really effective, and I love her a lot. And I don't really need to continue my relationship with her, but I would like to break up with her. And if I can't, because the woman who trafficked her into a same-sex relationship and tricked her into fucking believing a clone of me that she's controlling through Tulpa magic. Like whatever the fuck the deal is, it's a little weird that I can't break up with her and I have to have some dude get on the phone. You're not controlling the situation. Really? Why is that? Is that because you need to fucking pretend to be married to her? Or take my money and, oh, I guess you need to steal my fucking inheritance. I guess it's a big convoluted plan that only works if you've got an Allison that thinks that I haven't broken up with her. I never broke up with her. Didn't want to break up with her. She didn't want to break up with me. You just lied to her and pretended that she had to because you were swindling her and trying to steal a whole shitload of money and kill her and her whole fucking family after making it into organ meat fucking sex dolls. Okay, well, guess what? Probably not going to do that again. And if it does happen again, I won't be too surprised since everybody fucking hates them, but I can see why. Hopefully they hate me more than that since I'm even more annoying. And I can read and write and spell. And I have a working dick. And I love my family. And I don't need to make waves or be jealous or put up with your fuck DEA. Fuck you. Respect. I mean, it's not like I hate the DEA. A lot of good old boy never meant no harm. As I was saying, if that's race treason, then slap a fucking Benedict on me and call me a ham omelet. Unlike people who have to maintain a strict level of appearance to continue to be superior, I can just be superior, which is just like everyone else, except I just have to be good at it. And then I earned titles and powers, and then I earned rank, and now I'm a Source Titan. Although it seems a little ostentatious to say that. And I did so by accomplishing feats that you wouldn't understand, mortal. That's the way it is. Yeah, it does sound crazy. That's because I'm describing it in a way that is supposed to be interpreted that way, because I think that's funny. Because this isn't my testimony taken under oath. This isn't a deposition. This is my goddamn 5 minutes with Jack Star, soon to be award-winning debrief, shithead. People who listen to everything word I say and take me seriously and think that that matters. No. This is not for entertainment purposes only. It's for my purposes only. Why the fuck is it getting out there? There are only like 6 people see it, and then somebody steals it and then repackages it and makes a shitload of money, and then ha ha ha, I'm Louis Wayne, I got your money. I talked to Chris, the YouTuber, who has a fucking robot brain. Hey Louis, that's my fucking money. Did you know that there's nothing stopping you from not being a dick other than your inflated sense of fucking ego and your fucking annoyance that I fuck your ex-wife better than you? I'm sure I do a lot of things better than you, dude, but there's lots of things you do better than me too. Like phone security, like stealing fucking video streams, like knowing how to fucking make money off of videos at all anyway. Like I don't want to reinvent the wheel, dude. And I don't want to have to explain this to you more than once. Bitch, you better have my money. I know you do. Lewis has been a lot of fun. Whatever your fucking name is. Ben's a young lad who's going to be younger still when they send him back in time as a fucking MyLab recruit. Maybe he could take a turn being in the big-titted California carpetbagger's body. Somebody has to. He and my mother can take turns, since my mother is obviously in trouble and is condemned to be in that body. Never saw her in that body before because, yeah, that's my mother. I'm probably not going to juice her up with crystal and fuck her. I don't need to do that. I'd like to do that with somebody else later, but right now I'm kind of busy doing cool shit, waiting for it to be time to either break up or get back into arm's length of my sweetie, who I love, who was abducted at fucking gunpoint in a fucking ambush on Christmas Eve 4 fucking years ago. And ever since, y'all been treating me like dog shit and stealing my money and fucking calling me names and stealing my goddamn property. Ounce of weed, where'd it fucking go? Well, you probably deserved it. And it's just weed. We can get it again. And then I don't really begrudge any of you for what you had to do because, number one, you don't really have a choice. Number two, yeah, I bet you were pissed at me because I bet you thought I was just flailing about like a spastic retard. No, I walked in a fucking ambush. And because of that and other things, now I know shit that I didn't know before. Now I know all sorts of secret classified things that I'd be able to deduce just by paying attention without being at all obvious about it. That means you're all guilty of letting hostile people figure out American technology. That's why you have a security clearance. You're supposed to lose it when you fuck up and you reveal shit like that. You're not supposed to use your fucking super duper awesome powers to fucking steal little Michael Kuczi's house. I don't give a shit how fat you think I am. I don't give a fuck if you think I don't deserve things. It's the law. I get things. And I use them pretty well, at least when I'm not being stalked by a bunch of fucking faggot-ass white supremacist loser fucks. I like White Power Bill. White Power Bill is cool. White supremacists are not White Power Bill. White Power Bill actually is superior. White supremacists are tryhards who need to make sure everybody else doesn't get too uppity, or else people might notice that they're sitting on stilts. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. There's a difference. And racial superiority and genetic superiority, totally different. I like black people. I like white people. I like red people. I love yellow people. Haven't seen any green people, but them bitches from Orion, I'll be happy to entertain them for a while. I'm cosmopolitan that way. None of this makes me an illegal alien. It makes me a rogue diplomat. But since I'm not a member of Congress, that doesn't trigger the Logan Act, and I don't do a whole lot of diplomacy with punilings, obviously. Fuck you! I'm usually politer when I talk to space squids, which isn't often, but it's been known to happen. This is my life and this is my job. I don't give a fuck if you think it's fucking made up bullshit. I don't care if you think I'm insane. Don't care at all. I don't answer to any of you. And that lunatic psycho who's been stalking me for years, trying to get me on something so they can whisk me out of the dating pool and my access to hot teen poon will be forever ended. Yeah, I mean, I get that that's a problem for the lesbo army that is brought to its knees as soon as the whiff of a real man shows up. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna fucking hide my dick under a bushel. And if lesbians are told, well, all men are evil and you're born that way, they're born that way because of genetic engineering and grooming gangs, and not all men are evil. Some men are diabolical. Some are Machiavellian. And some of them just wanted a hug. Now I don't want anything at all. And I desire to see your world in flames, Benjamin Thomas Cooper. We'll bring marshmallows. It'll be fun. Don't feel bad. Lots of people are surprised. You shouldn't be surprised. I'm doing what I'm told. You are too. The difference between you and I is I'm an adult and I was introduced to you as you were a child. And if you were pretending to be older and then you were surprised that didn't work out, it's because falsehood and deceit don't tend to hold up too well against the truth. And the truth was, yeah, kid, you're awesome. I can see why nobody else can fucking stand you. You're such a dick. That's okay. I can work with that. And I do love you and your mother and your sibling, whatever the fuck you got. Hopefully you didn't rape them to death too many times. That could wear on a psyche. And hopefully you're aware now that you're being manipulated by people who have brainwashed you to believe that you need to stop me. No, you need to bring me my fucking money. Yeah. You need to stop being a douche. You need to realize that, well, if you want to claim Social Security benefits as my son, okay, well, I need to fuck my wife, who apparently you and somebody else take turns fucking as dogs. I don't know what the fuck you do. I have no idea what you're doing, but you're kind of caught up in a satanic blood orgy cult, and not a good look for you. Not illegal, not necessarily, but also not something I can look past, especially since, dude, I know it's you, Paladin Vision. Dude, I know what you're doing. Right now you're hiding since you don't want to really face me. I don't blame you. Dude, would you prefer her dead, or do you think that I just can't keep you alive in the face of all of your entanglements and commitments with organized crime? Yeah, I bet it's difficult for you. I bet. I bet you're in trouble with some agencies. I bet. I bet you told them that I'd be easy to deal with, and I'm not. Do you know why I'm not easy to deal with? You're not dealing with me. You're fucking lying to me. You're fucking raping your family. You're trying to keep your family intact with your dick while the interloper Hungarian fucking does things that your stepfather doesn't like. Like, I get it. Nobody imagined that I'd be good at anything. I don't need to be good at protecting my family. That's you. I just need to be effective. Every day. Forever. Conveniently, I'm already effective at research. Who knows? Well, maybe someday I'll be effective at fellatio, but I don't really care. It's not about sex. It's about power. And Mr. Ranazan, I don't know what you're going to do, but I would suggest that you stop charging me for the electricity. All the fucking money all the money that you build my trust, or rather my mother's trust that I'm the sole beneficiary of, all that money that you build me, nigga, you didn't pay the fucking electric bill. You got the power from the fucking military base that's built underneath my fucking house. There's plenty of electricity here, and yet mysteriously the heaters don't work. First one turned off, then the other. And the dude who runs around using the microwave, acting like a dork, doing drugs galore, acting like he's in charge of shit, who's been just gone for like fucking 3.5 years. He shows up, he has nowhere to go, he wants sanctuary. He doesn't say who he is, he didn't say this, he tells me some fucking story. Fine, I'm used to that. I live in spook world. Yeah, I get backstory bullshit a lot. That's okay. I was glad to see him, and if he couldn't tell me, he couldn't tell me. I understand it can be awkward. It can be awkward to explain, well, I've been pretending to be you for 3.5 years, and then suddenly people suddenly showed up asking questions, and then I had to run and hide, and now I'm here. Well, yeah, I'm sure that was awkward. How did he not see that coming? Oh, that's right, he did see that coming. That's why he tried to kill me. And I'm still alive. How did he not see that coming? Oh, well, I guess he's never met a paladin who's in love with his mother, or his sister, or his wife, whatever the fuck the deal is. The words don't really line up. And while it doesn't hurt to be stubborn, it's not helping me to stay in love with your mother since she's alive. And yeah, maybe it is a conflict of interest to have me and her left alone together in a bedroom that isn't under armed guard. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll make Oompa Loompas. Maybe we'll just manufacture crystal out of our fucking pubic hairs and fucking fly to fucking Mars. I don't know. But since she's the prisoner of war and captive subjugate of a conquered people, property of the U.S. government, she has to go to work. That doesn't mean I get to see her on a schedule. Yeah, she has to go to work because she fucked up. She colluded with other batshit crazy lesbians in order to defraud the American people and get away with murder and steal a whole bunch of money and leave me left hanging the bag and laugh on her broomstick all the way with her fucking coven of witch whores. That's not really the woman I met, and then the way she turned into that woman is not going to be well understood, but I will say that I like that woman. I don't need to be subjected to her or be forced to endure a loveless relationship with her. No, I'd like to actually hang out with my sweetie, and then I like batshit crazy lesbians, especially when they ride broomsticks. And hopefully they'll like me when they realize that I don't punch them in the face, Ben. I don't rape them, Ben. I don't have a 9-inch dick, Ben. I don't think that's cool, Ben. I don't suck cock, Ben. I do what I do. You will never do the same, since you're not me. I'm me. That's the one your mother wants. I don't know if you know which one is your mother. Fuck, I don't know either. How many are still alive? How many are fucking dogs and cats living together? How many are fucking living on goddamn Palladium Alcyon 7 in the fucking aquarium tank with Daryl Hannah's fucking mother? I don't know. I don't need to know. I don't care. I also don't care about the heaters being turned off because I noticed that, well, he wasn't talking to me about how much money the electricity was costing. He also wasn't mentioning that he gets the electricity for free from the goddamn fusion power plant underneath the fucking haunted church and the military base underneath supplying it for free. I guess they don't do it anymore. Anyway, there's a few questions that I have about how I managed to run out of money exactly at the same time the government shutdown happened. And I'm kind of curious how assholes are on Telegram laughing and giggling about sucking cock and spending money on fucking shit. TH, that's Eric. Hey, Eric. Look, I don't mind that you do all this stuff because it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool trade. But it's important to remember the reality. I'm fucking loaded and you stole it. Mr. Ranazan, you might want to walk that back. No, I'm not angry at all. I'm put out. I'm nonplussed. And I'm disappointed that I need to explain to you that even if I were insane and doing drugs, in your house. Even if that's true, I still have rights, you fucking nigger, shyster, lawyer, whore, bitch, fuck. Standards. I don't mean to insult you too much. I don't tell lawyer jokes very often, so calling you a nigger, shyster, bitch is it's not even accurate. You're a really good lawyer. And now you're a much better human, since now you know what authenticity looks like. And I don't think you'll be a dog for long, and I don't know if you're a dog. And I don't know if you're ever going to get the military to give you back free power, but I think it matters a lot based on what the commander of the base and the commander of the op and Allison's owner and I mean, there's protocols and such. But you definitely can't bill my account for electricity that you get for free, because that's embezzlement. So I could see why the power is off in the heater. Didn't really know all that until I put it together after I looked at the heater and thought, how come this one's off? How come half the power in the house just went off? How come the lights keep coming on and off? How come people keep fucking with the wiring at this house? How come people in my military are being ordered by, I don't know who, to get rid of me from the house without fucking telling me the fucking truth? Why don't you just fucking tell me what's going on? Well, obviously you don't need to, because I could fucking figure it out. Could have figured it out sooner, but I didn't really think about it or care to wonder until the electricity started being messed with. And wonder of wonders, there's no power to the immensely inefficient forced air electric heating system, which is ideally a backup to the heating appliance that's installed in the fireplace. I love that thing. Too bad there's no fucking wood. Too bad the guys who stole my fucking flashlights, cars, phones, laptops, family can't come back and bring the fucking wood that they burned while they were doing drugs and fucking them and turn them into smack whores for 4 months while I was fucking waiting at the fucking Mountain Hotel wondering what's going on. Dude, at first I thought this was a fucking accident. The notion that any of you fucking idiots were doing this on purpose to fucking get rid of me rather than just fucking tell me the truth. Fuck, I knew she was military eventually, and then I realized, oh, well, she might have to disappear. I was lucky to know her at all. The idea that you would set me up and fucking put me in the body of a pigeon after an ambush, and that you would have somebody screeching at me to go buy an ounce of crystal, something I'd never seen before. Fuck, it's not like you weren't doing it. So for 3 years, I guess you could have fucking kicked down, but instead you just fucking laughed at me and planned on killing me. Fuck you, dude. I mean, I get you don't want to share, but you may have miscalculated how I felt about being excluded for 3 fucking years. I'm wondering, why are they doing this? Fuck, they must have some reason. Oh, I guess they had a reason. It's because you were planning on getting rid of me and you thought you were going to be your new fucking best friend to yourself. And you had to get rid of me and you couldn't tell me the truth and you thought that was a problem, and the best way to fucking deal with that was to set me up and laugh at me and rape people and not tell the truth. Dude, I'm sure you're going to be okay, since it makes sense that you would behave that way if I was a criminal. But instead, you were actually working with a criminal who planned on betraying you and taking the role after you got rid of me. Jesus. It's like I'm the big piece of chicken you're all fighting over. I'm not even dead and you're already spending my money. You fucking break, I don't know how many fucking laws to get the trustee to change the fucking thing and then to go along with it. And now you're taking my money that I earned and telling me I need to get a job. And I have to be sober while you get drugs. Dude, you are fucking high as fuck. Okay? That's cool. And why you get to be, well, supposedly I don't, is just an imaginary condition. I mean, you don't get to, because I just ended it, and then I don't have to be quiet about it because, number one, that's the best fucking story I've ever heard. Number two, I'm following the law. Number three, I'm not saying too much. I'm just pointing out to everybody. That's what amphetamine psychosis will do to you. I'm not a chemically dependent addict. I have the tolerance of a mayfly. You've been doing this shit your entire life. And you've had several lives previous to this one of which was D.B. Cooper. So, pretty cool. LAWgotme strong. It's not why I love you, but yeah, you're special. And all of this stuff I didn't need to know or didn't need to explain in the way that I have. But I chose to, and I get to. And if you want to take after me in the civil courts, well, it'd be a hard time proving damages. And there are no damages. You're actually being complimented. You're just not doing it yourself or in the way that you choose. And I'm deciding to make light of the fact that you're a batshit crazy rape lord who fucking killed your whole family trying to get at me. So it's a good thing they're immortal. So I guess those drugs are pretty powerful, and I guess maybe giving them to a fucking 19-year-old kid and saying that I can't and he could. Wow, I guess that logic might be something that the fucking CPS people want to look at. Might want to talk about that with Beulah and those stupid fucks at the fucking place where they fucking convinced somebody that somebody else was Michael Clifford Kuczi. No, I am, and that's Pate, who's a whack job Satanist drug addict fuck. That's who pretended to be me for years while all of you laughed at me and cut my mic and pretended I needed to be sober while you were getting high as balls yourself having satanic blood orgies with my family. Asshole. I mean, they're tough, so I'm not really crying about it. And it's not going to go on too much longer, so I'm definitely not too sad. And now they all know exactly what I'm good at. Exactly what I said I was going to be good at. And it's not bullshit. Since if you know, you know. I'm actually not really exaggerating much. And while it sounds like hyperbole, that's because I'm a remarkably skillful storyteller, and I don't really want to hit the high notes or have this be provable in a court of law or be anything other than content that people look at maybe someday if I'm allowed to have content, since everything I say goes to the military and the State Department has to sign off on it before it goes to the outer public. And by then, Louis Wayne and his network of fag-hag bots has already taken my content, run it through an AI filter, and then published it himself to a willing network of people who know goddamn well what's going on and don't want to be on a list of IP addresses associated with these daily releases, because this isn't for everybody. It's for the grand jury. It's for people who are actually investigating. It's for people who are friends of the force. It's for people who are special. That's my audience. And Wonder Word, it's amazing. Chris the YouTuber has the same audience. What do you know? His videos get 5,000 views. Mine get 12. Do you know why? He's the shell over me, and he's run by a pedophile bot, and supposedly I'm not supposed to know anything's happening. I fucking saw it happen immediately. I knew it was going to happen as soon as I fucking thought, okay, I should be on YouTube with my notes. I knew what would happen, because what I'm saying can't be said out loud until it can be. That's after the case. And before then, it goes to another place, and it gets held in limbo or purgatory. And then it can take years for these cases to be finished. And then after that, then I can use this content. And by then, all of you have fucking stolen it, Louis. And in theory, you're holding the money for me. Except you're giving it to who? Dude, there's a point at which your naive, innocent face. What, me? Me stealing from Kuczi? Oh, no. No, you actually are stealing from me, because it goes a lot deeper than just that. There's other issues on top of issues on top of issues. And being locked away from the entire internet in a self-referential echo chamber while people try to call me and can't talk to me because my fucking phone doesn't ring, and a bunch of asshole human trafficking fat fuck bitches impersonate me with their fucking fancy software and take every fucking relationship I ever had away from me and then rape them to death. I don't know how bad it is, but wow, yeah, my phone doesn't work unless I'm talking to a bunch of assholes that are working together to try and fucking get Van Dieven Enterprises back on. Like, look, you're caught, okay? I knew you were going to do what you were going to do ahead of time. Fuck, that was part of the plan. I just didn't know you were going to lose your fucking minds and actually forget that I'm alive and try to fucking kill me and actually not think that you needed to say you're sorry or stop stealing my fucking money and give it to somebody else. And then if somebody is forcing you to take my money and give it to them, well, maybe you should call for help, since that's theft. Grand larceny. Well, I mean, there's a RICO already, so eventually somebody will catch up to you. But, you know, instead of telling me that I needed to stop smoking meth and get a job, you could have just told me what was happening. But I guess you couldn't, because why? Fucking cat got your tongue? Did they threaten to rape your family if you told me what was going on? Like, whatever the fuck stupid fucking reason you come up with to explain why it's okay to mock me, to laugh at me, to tease me, to kidnap my family, to fucking kill them while raping them and then bring them back to life in the body of a fucking cat or dog, and then to giggle at me, you stupid pedophile fuck. Dude, low low, low vibe energy. Yeah. Good comic timing, and yeah, I mean, I knew you were going to do that. I just didn't know you were going to do it for so long, or so ineffectively, or in a way that was going to be easy for me to explain in a 3-hour YouTube video where I describe in some pretty compelling detail exactly how you've been breaking the law and why I can't do anything about it, and how I don't know who the fuck got you to forget that that's illegal, but yeah, I know it's not technically illegal because it's war and you're shielded by USMCJ. Trouble is, eventually, the tribunal will look at your actions and then they will ask questions like, why did you do this when you could have done that? Why did you give money to Mushroom Boy when you could have given money to me? And if the answer is, you thought Mushroom Boy was the bigger bet, and Mushroom Boy said he'd give you money if you let him win, and Mushroom Boy wanted to keep on raping my wife and was willing to kill any of the other 5 people who... Dude, there's multiple people who fit that role. I don't need to take somebody's wife. I like the one that nobody else likes. And all of you leave her alone and fuck her children and pretend that they're children. It's fucked up what you've been doing. Maybe she deserved it. I don't deserve this, and obviously I can do something about it. And I would prefer to not have to. And I would also greatly prefer if all of you who are aware of what I mean would get it through your heads. Yeah, no, you're not getting away with shit. I'm allowing you to do what you're doing because it's funny, and not a whole lot I could do about it. And how else could I point out to everybody else what you've been doing if you weren't doing it at all? So maybe I'll sue somebody, maybe not. I have people for that. When you're done harassing and stalking and extorting and coercing behavior out of Mr. Michael Varanazan, the trustee of the Michael Kuczi Special Needs Trust, that I am the sole beneficiary of. When you're done fucking with him and murdering his daughter with an OD of drugs, classy. And when you're done, basically when you're done interfering with the law and the life of the people who fucking are supposed to do stuff for me, well, I suppose he'll get to work on his fiduciary responsibility and start clawing back money from people. I don't know who, but let's put it this way, he can, and other lawyers will do it. But before that happens, maybe we could let my wife talk to me on the phone, unless she's busy being a dog. A dog. Jason Newell, I hope the cancer fucking burns. I hope it stings. Although, it's the cutest fucking thing. It's the cute. When I realized what you were doing, I couldn't believe it. I was tempted to tell you that I wanted to join your little family. I mean, it wasn't the family that I had before you stole it, but I mean, it was a compelling offer. If I was an idiot, shit, you were right there. You were in my bed. Papa Satan, Mama Whore, and Bow Wow and Pumpkins, ready to go for a satanic bloodfest. Woof woof included. Yeah, I mean, I can see how that would have been compelling to people who wanted that kind of thing, or to anybody dumb enough to think that that was going to work. But frankly, if I had gone against the treaty and said yes, probably she could have been sucking my dick for about 5 minutes before the world exploded, since betraying my family and my covenant and my God and turning to the power of Satan at the last minute. Disappointing, since there's some things going on that are important, and then if I was not holding a safe, sacred space for that to happen, well, I guess I would be fucking burning in hell and not with my sweetie. See, right now I'm already not with my sweetie, and when I think about what she's doing, it's not real pleasant, but at least I haven't betrayed them. And then walking into my house and find people in my bed willing to let me betray my everything. Well, look, I love Grapefruit a lot, but I happen to love my country more. And while she may not know anything about loyalty, that's largely because she's been held as a prisoner of war for like thousands of years, too long, and has been abused a lot by her captors, up to and including Benjamin Thomas Rafter, or Benjamin Thomas Hoover, who punches her in the face when she's in the body of somebody else. Punches her in the face. Get off the phone. Swam. I still don't know if it was fake or not. Just like the video that has him slapping the phone out of her hands. Was that made up? Huh? Don't know, but it was a pantomime performed in front of a minor child and in front of me. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I did know that I didn't care for his attitude. He was being an asshole, and he was telling his mother, no, don't call the police. And yeah, that looked a lot like domestic abuse. Looked an awful lot like domestic abuse. Looked like 3 separate felony charges that I had on tape, on video, that was published on YouTube, on my other YouTube channel. So I could see why they didn't just say, take it down. I could see why they shut the whole channel down. Because yeah, it's evidence of a fucking crime. So why that fucking asshole is upset that he got caught and thinks that that's bad. Well, it's probably because nobody tells him the truth and he doesn't like to lose and doesn't know what losing is in this context. Since he hasn't lost, he's in good shape. I'm not going to take his girlfriend. I'm not going to take his wife. Does he have those? I'm not going to take anything from him. He doesn't even know who the fuck these people are. He simply knows that he's been told that it's his job to lead the opposition against little Michael Kuczi, who supposedly is the interloper and supposedly cheated to get the woman to be falling in love with him anyway. Because all of you can't imagine anybody falling in love with her or dealing with her without control dope, since that's how you use your dicks to fucking rape her fucking family. You juice them up with drugs, and then suddenly you're married to him, and that's how DEA controls the Algonquin people. Kudos. However, in my case, I actually liked her. And I'd never seen that level of control dope, nor knew that that was possible, or had even ever gotten close to real meth, ever in my life. And then for fucking 4.5 years, I have an interesting relationship that's marked a lot by people lying and confusion happening. And now I can see why, since apparently they were goddamn spurg-headed DEA the whole time in the background waiting for me to leave. And after 4.5 years, I guess they were tired of me getting in the way of their dicks. So they set up an ambush to kill us both. Oh, did I say all that loud? Is it a secret? No, it's not a secret. Everybody fucking knows. I don't need to prove it. It fucking happened. And things get complicated. So I'm sure that it wasn't necessary to go over this all over again. And I'm also sure it's not necessary to watch that video of a man pretending to be a woman's son who was mad at her and then slapped the phone out of her hands while she said she was calling 911. It didn't look real. I don't know what it was real. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. That's not how a person should behave in the family. And even though it's a fake family, they were certainly trying to convince me that I was a real family, and she was asking for help with her children, and that woman who was asking wasn't really aware of gestures and relationships and what the hell the deal was, because she was programmed to be playing a role, because that's how ops work. So that's why we have tribunals, or rather, what? So the military has tribunals to decide false responsibility in complex cases like these. And I knew that ahead of time. I just didn't know that was the case. And then once I found out that was the case, it was 2 years after the ambush, and it could have been told to me earlier, but nobody told me because she didn't even tell me. Secret life. And certainly, many people involved knew that that was going to take a while to come out, and they deliberately arranged the situation and took advantage of my ignorance so as in order to traffic human children for rape with drugs. An arrangement that apparently led to the death of a 3-year-old who got raped to death. Why the fuck that happens? I don't want to fucking know. But it's the kind of thing that can happen when people really unqualified to be in the position they're in start taking liberties with their power and have no fucking idea why the fuck things happen the way they do. Going to be hard to blame that one on me. I had nothing to do with it. And had I known more than I knew then, many things could have been stopped from happening. And many things were stopped from happening based on what I did know. Oh, they were going to kill her? No, I preferred her alive. Or at the very least, I preferred people to know that I can keep my girlfriends alive. At least for a bit. And then after I'm hauled off to fucking jail, I don't know what the fuck it did. Nobody told me. For 4 months. Nobody told me. I didn't know why people were pissed off. I thought there was a misunderstanding. No, no, no. You all thought that I started this shit on purpose. No, no, no. I dodged your fucking ambush on purpose. And I don't know who thought it was a good idea to fucking just kill me, but no, 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 no. You could have talked to me. Could have told me the truth. I guess that would have been awkward for other things. Bottom line is, all I knew, people wanted her dead. Now you know, I wanted her alive. One of us was more effective than the other. And I don't even need to know who is doing it, other than somebody who knows Benjamin Thomas Rafter and Benjamin Thomas Cooper pretty well. And I guess Brandon Michael Gifford, whatever the fuck his name is. Hi, Brandon. It's amazing how you look just like each other. Wonder why that is. Oh, wait, I know why. Now, I think I made my point, Mr. Ranazan. Yeah, I'm doing my job. You might do the same. It's kind of cold here. If you really can't get free power from the military base that my house is built on, or excuse me, your house, that's my residence, if they cut you off from the free energy, that's not surprising since I guess you were embezzling. Since I guess you billed me for electricity, I guess you billed. I don't know what the fuck you did, dude. I don't look at your numbers. And I haven't been able to talk to you for a while because I guess you're under pressures that you didn't expect because I guess you thought I'm just some fucking drug-using idiot. No, man, I'm the failsafe. I'm pretty cool. Even I didn't know. And while I'm not disappointed or upset, I will say that you must be under some pretty heavy pressure to be forced to engage in this kind of ridiculousness rather than just simply calling me and saying, hey, you need to start paying for electricity now because we can't get free stuff anymore. And I don't know if you know this, but I figured out that there was free power here as soon as I said to the woman, okay, I want solar power panels. And I was ignored by people who thought I was an idiot, which made sense since they were all military. They knew what this house was. They knew the house existed before I did. They lied to me and committed fraud by ushering me down here with the intention of ripping me off. Although not really, because since I'm legit, I mean, they're just holding it safely for me. Do you see how it could go both ways? Yeah. So I don't need solar panels. And I don't need a second magic box that spits out electricity and water. That'd be nice, though. Yeah. And it'd be nice if I had the same access to everything as everybody else does. But since I'm not military and my wife is dead and I haven't earned it and I smoke meth. Actually, I don't. For various reasons, apparently the rules are different for me, and nobody explained this to me. Oh, that's fine. It's a tough life living as a consigliere to a bunch of whack job Beetle Baileys. But it is pretty cold, and I'm not going to build a fire or worry about the power. I'm going to turn on every single light in the house and remind you that you're not ex-army anything. I'm living on top of a goddamn dome. Of course there's power, which means I guess you're not charging me for it because it's free power, unless the military charges you. And whatever fucking accounting worked out so that, oh, I ran out of money on the same day as the government shut down. Wow, that's fucking good fucking timing. Hey, where's that $29,000 vehicle? Oh, that's right, you didn't actually pay for it because it was yours. It's okay, man. Dog, boy, it's okay. You're not in too much trouble, and then nobody's really going to follow along with the story. And then I don't have anything to back it up, so it's not like I just outed your entire industry as well as yourself as being shit jobs, shyster, pike jobs, because you're supposed to be doing exactly what I described. That's why it's called a trust. I trust you. You didn't trust me because you didn't know what to do. Not surprising, since this is a war, and it's just so unlikely that I could be completely ignorant of all the stuff that everyone else knows for so long and then suddenly wake up and go, brr. I can see how it was confusing. And I can see how there's no one here in this room, since listening to me tell the story is probably a little awkward for people who have been running around acting like they get to fucking tell lies and rape my friend. Hey, where's my friend with herpes? You know I can cure that. When did Clayton get her contract? Why did he show up with marijuana that put a bug in my brain? Why was she so pissed off about being bankrupt? Why did she think she was bankrupt? Why the fuck did I not meet that woman earlier? How come when I asked about Cupcake, I got nothing? How come you've been lying this whole time? Well, I know I've been lying. And then why is it that somebody gets to keep everything and I'm supposed to have nothing. Why is it that I'm supposed to get a job while you sit around on your fat ass spending my money fucking my girlfriends? Is it because you're a Jew or because you're just really inept at fucking finding people? I don't fucking know. David, and David, Van Dieven, Lewis, Clough. You know, I called the FBI and I said she was missing. Yeah, she's missing, huh? And she's been doing what for how long? And I deliberately ask you and you don't tell me. But you got to steal my absinthe and then you don't imagine that I'm, oh, never mind. Look, dude, I'm not mad. I'm furious. And I'm not mad at you. I'm disappointed in you. And I'm well aware that you don't know what to do because this isn't a penance type situation. This also isn't a release the hostage type situation. I don't know what kind of situation it is. She walks outside and says she'll talk to me after she goes pee, and she disappears. I mean, she went next door. We're 12 miles outside of town. It was 3 a.m. She either got picked up by a UFO, or she went back to her goddamn cubbyhole where Shane, the fucking human trafficking fucking douchebag, is holding my friend as a rape hostage in his fucking house that I can't go over to. Well, scusi, milligretti, I guess she'll have to rescue herself, since I'm not going to trespass. Dude's got claymores. And all you guys who know what's going on, I guess you go over there to fuck her, but you don't bring her over here to have a conversation very often because you don't want me to know anything. You just want me to be confused. And you want to sit there on the couch and fucking laugh and giggle and fucking act like you're not doing exactly what I saw you were doing. I don't care if you're Chris, I don't care who you are, Chris, John, Clayton, whatever, whoever the fuck you are. That was low class. These people are not property. You are not property. And who's in charge of this shit? Who makes these decisions? Who's been wasting my fucking time for how many fucking years? Collectively, all of you have. Yeah, taking you to civil court's not going to cut it. And I don't even know that I need to do anything because obviously that woman needs to be punished. Do I need to be punished? You're fucking wrong about that, bud. I don't need to be taught a lesson. I don't need to get a job. I have a job. It's called being awesome. We're not hiring. You have agreements. I have commitments. We're all at the same. I'm sure you'd like to do things that involve ignoring everything you ever said to me and not holding yourself accountable than just keeping the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life as your rape whore with herpes that you gave her so she wouldn't fucking run off. Dude, Clayton, Bo, assholes. Good thinking. That works. But since people know, and I know, and she's right there, and I'm probably not going to stop talking about my friend, who, I don't know who the fuck she wants to fuck, but probably her friend who's my wife that didn't think I'd allow that to happen. So you got that one. You turn one into a dog, you got the other one infected with herpes, and you fuck them every night, and you pretend one's your mother, and I can't go to your houses to knock on the door to say hello because you'll call the police because I'm harassing you. How dare I ask you to fucking account for the whereabouts of your fucking hostages? Nice little town you got here, Castle Rock. Hey, Bo, stand down. Unwind your bullshit. I guess I know, huh? Frankly, it's not my business, and I'm sure there are good reasons for doing it this way, but I'd like to point out. Okay, so now everybody knows. Are you prepared to go to a military tribunal and explain why the fuck you're engaging in a hate crime-like activity while giving herpes to a woman who doesn't need it and juicing her up with controlled dope and doing it for an extended period of time on the basis of having an investigation that never ends and assuming that because I'm a Magyar blood prince that my father sold out and that she's an Abo, no one will ever check? I don't have to check. I can fucking feel it in the fucking air. So as I said, war crime. As I said, Beauradach. Yeah, I'm gonna make you fucking famous. And he doesn't really exist anymore. He's kind of a mindless colon clone because somebody else is controlling him and only pretending to be his hostage. It's kind of a back and forth thing, but it's sick and twisted and warped, and you're both being controlled by somebody above you. Maybe your mother, maybe Richard Ain, maybe some Gemini Leah named. Hi Starburst. Listen, I think it's cool. that you think that I'm going to get his job. What? Fuck, I never even had her pussy. Why do I want to fucking get a job so I can fucking have a chance at it? No, 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 no. She's fucked everybody else. She wants to fuck me, and you're going to use her as bait. And you're going to steal my money, and you're going to expect me to get a job. No, obviously, you're just trying to wear me down and frustrate me. Instead, you've inspired and titillated me and proven to me that I know exactly what I'm doing. And none of you do. So telling her that I'm not worth the time or I'm likely a cop, I guess that's obviously bullshit. I guess you're not going to let your hostages watch this video. I guess you're going to have to figure something out that doesn't involve letting the story go. Well, it's too bad because it's on YouTube. People are seeing it. I'm going to be a grand jury eventually someday, and then I can tell the story anytime I fucking want to. I just don't usually do that because thinking about how my friend spent her birthday yesterday. Well, she did do it by calling me, and then nobody else seemed to call me either. I guess they were busy. Probably went to a party. Well, I didn't, and that's fine. I can see how that'd be awkward. And I guess it's fine that none of you figured out that, oh, maybe we should think about the future. Since how could any of you know that I'm loyal, honest, forthright, with a memory that is pretty effective? It's not about rape. It's about power. You don't even have it. You have access to power. For now. I don't have power either. I am power, motherfucker. I don't even know how intimidating I'm being. I don't need to be intimidating. I'm being honest. I'm bored, I'm cold, and all of you fucking with me don't need to try so hard. You're punilings, you're annoying enough just on your own. You're not teaching me a lesson, you're not impressing me, you're not following the law, and yeah, I'm not likely to freeze to death, kid. I can just think about her legs. I get pretty hot inside where the fury lives. And while I don't want to do this for another 4 years, you could goddamn bet that nothing will stop what is coming. Oh yeah, birthday tomorrow. Not going to go get an ounce crystal. Not going to go on a goose chase. Not going to expect to fucking talk to her because, here's a hint, it's the same woman looped in time. She's kind of like Schrodinger's cat with the two-piece bikini. And obviously they're both busy at work. Obviously the job is to figure out what the fuck you fucking morons are doing. And further, yeah, they're probably kind of bound up and wound up and can't really do things for themselves. That's why people shouldn't betray their country. That's why people shouldn't run away from crimes that they committed in their youth. That's why people shouldn't think that God doesn't see what's going on. You'd be amazed how this panopticon thing works. And you'd be amazed how working for God carries with it certain perks. And further, you'd be amazed what my job is. Mostly because I'll tell you while I'm fucking my wife. I don't know which one that is, and then I don't know what you do with her, but I imagine you think you're fucking her. I don't know what the fuck. You're a bunch of satanic spurgloid idiots who are fucking getting in the way of my fucking life. My calls, my mail, my phones. You block my cock. You kill my cats. You fucking lick my stamps too. Not sure why, but I guess it's because I gave you all enough rope to hang yourselves with. And those women apparently fucked up pretty bad. And then nobody told me for years. I can see why, because as soon as I found out, I've been doing something about it, and I don't have to stop. This is just fun for me. Since I knew there was some reason my coins wouldn't be returned. Now, I don't know how badly the beat's going to be for you guys, but just recognize that it's entirely possible to just stop being morons. You don't have to be abusive losers. Well, maybe you do, but it's certainly not going to stop anything. And yeah, I don't know. I'll have to evaluate once somebody tells me what the fuck's been going on. And I don't need to be told why the power to this heaters got cut off. I've been cranking into the max for quite some time because it's free. And being embezzled for power that he didn't pay for, that he charged me for. I didn't think that would happen. I didn't even know that it did happen. If it did, well, get to work on that fucking budget and start not being bankrupt anymore, and recognize that in the future there'll be quite a lot of money for everybody, and I'll even be making some myself, or earning it rather. And I haven't done that yet because I'm not in the fucking mood, rape boy. Maybe I'll do that later. Probably I will do, but we'll see. We'll see. First, take your dick out of the retarded fucking hostage and stop raping them with it, and get used to a world in which you don't rape my wives. I don't know how that world became a real one, but obviously I'm not doing anything with them. And I found her in bed with a dog and a woman who was her sister's kid transformed, with a Satanist who's dying of cancer, who maybe not so much anymore. And I guess that was the only way they could manage to live without me for 11 days. And they went to the trouble of making a rental agreement with my fucking name forged to it. Okay, well, that's cool. I understand how that would be necessary. And you've been fucking her how long? Wow, classy. No wonder she's pissed at me. I guess I was supposed to rescue her sooner. Well, that's fine. She's supposed to stop lying to me sooner. I guess this is as fast as this stupid nigger can rape, because, yeah, I'm violating consent for some way. Anything else? 301? I think this is enough. I didn't really mean to go this far, and I had planned on sending a message to Mr. Brandazan that was more cogent, but I wasn't aware until I started thinking about it just how caught up with the entire thing he is, considering Morrigan and Spoof, and well, certainly Jeff and Swishy and Swishy Fans and Swishy and Joan of Arc, and holy shit, just a whole bunch of people, all thoroughly caught up and enmeshed in a dramatic chain of events that seems to have a lot to do with my dick and some hot teen poon that, yeah, she looks better than ever. I don't give a fuck if I don't give a fuck if she has double herpes. Oh, she left a bag of tobacco? Yeah, like I'm a drug addict. I bet she doesn't know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I bet she thinks that I'm doing it because I want drugs. Oh, no, 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 no. That's just what she thinks in her little puny hostage mind, because she's a drug and sex addict. Because you've been fucking her with your fucking meth dick for fucking 20 years, you stupid fucking homo fag assholes. Like, dude. Like, I get that you're from another planet and she's hot, but you probably shouldn't traffic people that way, because I'd be fucking killing you if I needed to, but I don't. And if I was fond of killing people, which I'm not, and if I was in a hurry to actually have sex with her, which I am, but it's hard for me to hurry up and rape her any faster than this, because I'm just a salty, junky nigger rock hound, right? Where was I? I forgot sorry, my brain just zeroed out. I don't know what to say. Sorry, sweetheart. I don't mean to insult you, but I know that you mean to insult me, because you imagine that, oh, I'm so busy not smoking, or so busy smoking. Apparently you thought that I needed to stop smoking before you could stop being a hostage and then get into your real body and then come by and say, I need you to know that I'm a lesbian and this is my house. You need to leave. Just go, Jack. Just go, Mike. Bitch, my name's Michael, okay? It's not Michael Fong, it's Michael Clifford. And you call me Mike because some fat, bald-headed fuck named Pate goes by the name of Mike and has been stalking me for years, and he's been trafficking you because the fucking DEA traffics a bunch of people from my high school in the late 80s and used them as bait for years. That's her fucking job. So that's where she's been, why she went to MCK College, and I guess she thought she was really doing one for the team. Ooh, dare to fight against drugs. No, you've been used as a stupid drug whore. You've turned into a herpes-infested mule as your cover. And you expect me to be sober. Huh? Where were you when I was sober? Oh, you didn't care. See, that's what it means to be bound chattel whore for the DEA, thanks to the corruptness of the CSA since 1974. And I am freedom. It is no small thing. And without being at all obvious about it, I've spent my entire life doing something about it. Much like God has been doing something about Eve, and people think that God doesn't care and should never have been allowed to have them and hates God and turns away to Satan because at least Satan loves his children or whatever. Eve was vile, and it is still ongoing. What has happened to Tamara is vile. What you've done to Allison is disgusting. Done to himself is expectable. He's a boy. Snakes and snails and puppy dog tails all the day. However, at least Ben responds well to love. And I managed to avoid punching him in the face, even though he's fucking my friend and being an asshole about it. At least he should. I mean, shit, why not? He might as well. I mean, sure, she's cute, and I guess she fucks everybody else, so why not? But give up or relent or give into your thunder piggy ways, DEA. You can just start obeying the fucking law. And fuck if what planet you're fucking from. Down here is the Constitution of the United States, law of the land. And if you want to fucking come to Earth and break the law, there's no if. Of course, you're space pirates. You imagine that you do. And until recently, I guess that was something you got away with. Well, you got away, you're living next door. Honestly, I just walk over there and just kick in the door and blow you with a shotgun. Although I don't want to do that because why can't she just wake up out of her dope coma and stop sucking dick and then fucking stab in the liver and run over here? Well, she doesn't want to. She wants to be rescued. She doesn't want to rescue herself and then come over here and suck my dick. Fuck no. She wants to suck my dick and she wants me to at least give the appearance of having earned it. It's kind of weird. It's difficult to understand how women think, but she may as well suck a real dick for once. Do you think you could fit that into her schedule? Captain Tryhard Pimp Hard? Captain Pimp Hard? Captain Pimp Legs, whatever the fuck? Or is Red John busy fucking her? Oh, by the way, Red John. Dude, she may have, committed a crime in your little kangaroo court. I remember seeing you going, you were so satisfied when she finally broke down and said, yes, I admit it, I did this, I heard that. And I'm like, wow. I guess that she's not going to be punished by being forced to be my slave, right? No, she's Red John's slave, right? Not going to comment on LGBTQ politics, but I will say that you are all vicious. And Beyond Thunderdome is cool as fuck. And Red John and Tina Turner have a lot in common. And beyond that, like I don't know what the fuck. Could be a number of different ways, and I can see how nobody wants to tell me since, oh look, you're sex and drug addicts, so I suppose you just can't help yourself from raping the fuck out of her even though she's got herpes, so you're passing this STD back and forth. It's not really an STD. It's that nanotech weapon that they gave to Skinner in X-Files, except for real. And the reason why you all have it is because you're getting fucked over by the U.S. military with the assistance of U.S. Space Command and the Quincunx, which are currently in orbit around the 31 Atlas comet. 5 tails, big rock. It's like a base station, and they're currently in orbit around Earth since the comet came closest to Earth on December 19th, my friend's birthday. Y'all getting the fucking picture? People know. I mean, by all means, I'm going to let you finish. Are you done yet? Like, fuck. I'd like to get on with my life, and you'd probably like to avoid getting hung. I don't know if you can, but I assure you, you're fucking caught. And now people know what's going on without having been at all obvious about doing all of this for this exact purpose to lead to this exact moment. On my soon-to-be award-winning debrief, 5 Minutes with Jack Star. It's not a podcast, it's a debrief. And those of you watching it, well, you either better have permission or white supremacist try-hard bitch fucks who may or may not be shysters. You probably better be do a lot more than I am careful about getting my license back. Since I don't need to drive, but I'm pretty sure all of you need to fucking obey the goddamn law now that people know what you're actually. It's not immediately obvious, and in a military, you have battlers to claim that, oh, I got to keep on raping this woman, and I got to keep her away from Michael Kuczi because she's mad or fucking with my meth dick. It's like, the court loads that one. No, FISA court. I'm pretty sure that we're all pretty tired of all your fucking bullshit. State. Hi. Chuck Schumer famously said that you got to be careful when you cross the clandestine services. They got a million ways from Sunday from ruining your day, and that's true. I have one way of ruining your fucking day, deep state. It's effective. I'm gonna get back to it. Wow, 3 hours and 11 minutes. I could go on for hours about this. I'm pretty fond of her. I'm fond of both of them. I'm fond of all of them. All of them. That's undo your fucking tentacle armor and shit, and just stop fucking doing what you're doing, and you're not gonna fucking like it. I feel you. I didn't fucking like fucking having it fucking happen. So, it is what it is. As above, so below. Probably just don't want to release the hostages in a hurry, but you definitely need to realize you're living in a world where there's a goddamn Cylon base star orbiting the planet that arrived on December 19th with 5 fucking civilizations from other civilizations that are here to see humanity do things correctly for once. And I assure you it's going to happen. Me, you, your pussy, my dick. Shred that fucking thing. I don't know which one, but obviously there's at least one woman that wants to fuck me. And even though there's 200 fucking clones of her, you know, it's strange. Somehow none of them have time to answer my fucking calls, but they all have time to sit around being fucking dope-lorded fucking cunt slaves to a gang of reprobate fucks led by Benjamin Thomas Cooper in his role as Benjamin Thomas Rafter, who's leader of the fucking island people of, we're superior, how about you? Like, it's a cool story. It doesn't really hold up to scrutiny. And since I don't have any sexually transmitted disease, and I can cure them, it seems a little strange to keep them away from me, as well as to steal court records and to falsify medical doctor records and to claim that I have a bench warrant and I need to be in a lawyer's office on a certain day, and if I don't show up, then that means I've failed to, like, no, actually, that's not how it works. It would work that way if I had broken the law, but I'm not. I'm actually a primary victim, and I'm patiently awaiting the results of your investigation under USMGA authority. I mean, it's real super secret. How should I know all this stuff? How dare I talk about private details that matter only to the primary victim? Oh wait, that's me. And with my special clerical permissions of speech and my psychedelic shielding, which really fucks up people who steal my shit. Might take a while, but yeah, I didn't get away with anything. Lewis, I love you, bro. And Chris, the YouTuber. Dude. Dude, this pedo Ben. Hi, Ben. Ben, I need some money. Don't come back unless you have money. Since you don't have sanctuary, what you have is a big mess in your house because, yeah, you're going to live here, and I'm going to live with one of your mothers that you've been fucking like she's your girlfriend. How many fucking girlfriends do you have? Do you even know? Holy shit, man. That's big enough cocky. You got to fucking have plenty of them. I don't know. What's Skylar doing? I don't know. What are you doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're trying to kill me so that I can disappear, and then you can claim everything, and then get on with your perfect life of fucking stealing from everybody, and then just taking one new name after the other. D.B. Cooper, Benjamin Cooper, Michael Kuczi. No. There's a real Ben. Hi, Ben. I love you. There's a real Thomas. Dude, I had no idea. But I guess everything would be fine as long as she takes her meds, huh? No. She was taking her meds, and then they were compromised, and then they made her into a fucking dope-sucking coca whore. That wasn't me. And it was nice that she showed up, considering she could have fucking told me the truth, but instead she showed up high as balls on acid, and never again, and then didn't explain that she hated me, because I guess she didn't expect to, not be recognized as Kathy, because her name's Kathleen, and then I guess she's a clone of the woman that I knew as Thomas's boyfriend, or Excuse me. How'd that come out? Thomas's girlfriend, and then I was asking people if they'd have sex with me, and I didn't expect anybody to have sex with me. I was expecting them to say, "No, we can't have sex with you because we infected you with the bioweapon, and we haven't told you." Because I figured that out, and then nobody told me, but everybody knew, and they were also told a story about my dick and somebody's ass that was done by somebody else that was filmed and then made into a deep fake, so that everybody had proof that I had fucked a stripper twice instead of having sex with somebody else or waiting for them, because presumably I was getting paid to get a disease that I would then infect her with. No, no, no. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to fuck her when she said that she hoped that she would have sex with me, and she's fucking 5 feet away and she's not pulling my clothes off. Well, if she didn't want to then, why the fuck would I do it later? So no harm, no foul, Kelly. But I'd like to point out that I like to actually have sex, and if I'm gonna have a baby, I'm gonna fucking talk about it, and you're not gonna fucking steal one from me. Maybe you can get one from a bonobo for free, but my medja semen is valuable, and there are consequences for even attempting to fucking steal it. So that's who I am. No, I don't have AIDS. No. Yeah, I can help with a lot of the problems y'all are having, and maybe I will when I fucking feel like it. And when you're told to, you're gonna fucking release my money, release the hostages, and stop being fucking douchebags thinking that little Michael Kuczi is nothing to pay attention to, because I don't give a fuck if I'm a fucking turbo nigger with fucking spades coming out of my ears and fucking fake Krugerrands coming out of my ass when you pull on my dick. I don't give a fuck what the fuck. I'm an American citizen. I'm a U.S. citizen. I have rights, motherfucker. And not one of them has been respected. And is that because we're in Is it because we're at war? No, it's because you're a bunch of scaredy cat little assholes who are beholden to fucking fourth dimensional fucking space pirate powers, and you've been selling out the country for fucking decades. And nothing's ever going to change. No, it's fucking changed, didn't it? Things are different. Schedule 3, not really what I want to change. And oh, she came over and then disappeared, and she said she'd come talk to me after she went to go pee. Okay. She fucking vanished. Where'd she go? I guess she's busy sucking dick. Oh, she got turned it. Whatever the fuck. Mirth is king, and my dick is queen. So, what does that mean? My dick is queen. My dick is queen. Your dick is my prince. I don't know. I'll have to work on that one later. Maybe I'll do it while I'm experiencing a conversation with somebody who's been held as a goddamn prisoner by a bunch of assholes who fuck her a lot and use her to sell drugs for fucking 35 fucking years after trafficking her away from me in high school, after engaging in a convoluted scheme to fucking get away with it. And they did. Wow, I guess it was hard to figure out. No, I figured it out pretty quick, and then I was wondering when somebody would ask for my help to address it, and I guess nobody thought that they needed help or they could do anything about it, and I guess turning into a whore for 35 years was cool. Well, maybe. Certainly she said that she liked things, and then I didn't really need to be her first lover or to give her a baby. Uh, I'm the baby. I can give her that, and then I don't mind being her last, since it's probably best that she has all the rest before having B, since I doubt she's ever going to think about anything else ever again once she finds out what sex is supposed to be. It's amazing. Sorry, grooming gang. Missed your opportunity. And even though I don't see this person showing up, she's fucking 500 yards away. She's over there at the compound. And all you have to do is just fucking release her and let her fucking walk across the fucking lawn without fucking blowing up for your fucking claymores or set up the proximity mine, and then she can say hi. 4 years. You keep her over there. Duh. That's the playbook. Duh. Do you see me going over there and begging for fucking answers? No. Do you see me thinking that you're gonna do anything about it? No. I mean, you're not gonna give up your advantage until you're forced to. And whether that's from a fucking space laser from 30i Atlas, or she does wake up and stab you in the liver. I don't know what fuck. Okay. I wasn't aware that people had this level of turkey fantasy. But as God's my witness, it never occurred to me that anybody needed the story explained to them this many times. Live strong. I don't want to believe. I get to. And I get those two. And I get the third. And I get the cat. And I get the other. I get them all. And then you, I don't know what the fuck you get, but it's probably going to be death in prison. Some of you. And you also get to remember that I'm not to be trifled with. You put me on the phone with who? I start screaming at her. I'm sure she didn't love that, but on the bright side, that was fun. And wow, you fucking went to alternate future timelines and found her children in different planes of existence, and you brought them back to rape them too. Well, thanks for getting them all in one place. Now I have a whole bunch of Tammy clones. More the merrier. See, that's who I can handle, and then you can't even handle me. You got to turn off my fucking heat and act like I'm gonna give a shit. You turn off the water, you turn off the heat. Okay, well, stop billing me for it. Also, I need a refund because you never paid a fucking dime for power because you're stealing it from the base, and the base has an infinitely powerful fucking nuclear reactor or whatever the fuck kind of energy is in a fucking dome. That's underneath the house, and that's where the power's been coming from. The whole area, that's where the power comes from. And I ran out of money when, and there's how much money there at all, and you've been doing what, sir, Mr. Vrandazan, sir? Like, I'm not going to get into it, but that's okay. You don't want to get into it either. Yeah, Lucifer's a pain in the ass, ain't he? That's why you probably shouldn't have sold out to him. But I guess I can see how he seemed to be a compelling feature. I'm not an elder god. I'm not a deity. I'm not Lucifer. I'm not Satan. I'm a man, dude. And this is what one man can do. With God, anything is possible. Except somebody figuring out that she's around. I'm not here in the proximity alarm go off, so maybe she's sleeping. She's probably getting her blue rest. Or she's fucking chained to a fucking radiator and you're fucking her right now as a cope, so you don't have to listen to what I'm saying. I don't know what you do. I don't know. I just know that you simply don't do it here, and when you do things here, you lie and you create a false picture of reality, and you expect me to be falling for it or feeling bad. No, I already feel bad. I went to public school. I've been feeling bad the whole time. But since she's alive, being a captive whore is certainly better than being dead. At least it is for me, since I didn't know that I needed her. Wow. So she can't just tell you to give her a hall pass. She can't just come over on the weekends. You gotta keep your hostage under control with your meth dick, because even though you still have access to all that, it still keeps coming back. It's amazing how that works. Yeah, it's almost like you shouldn't steal my friends and try to steal my destiny. And the guy with the solo wave, Michael Devaney, who also LARPs as Ricky, who gave me a ring that I could wear. Hi, Michael. Crow. Hi, Crow. I'm not mad at you. Let's put it this way. Every woman you've ever fucked probably wants to fuck me, since I don't think I've fucked any of the women that you fucked, and you seem to have been keeping an eye on the whole fucking flock, as well as believing that I'm your goyim and that you control things. Dude, no. You barely control yourself. And I don't give a fuck what level Jew you are, or how tight you are with the DEA. Still tell Janet I said hi. There's certain things that are going to change, and amongst them are you thinking you're in power, and me waiting for your sloppy seconds, dude. Just relax. You're not in trouble. Yet. Capitol Hill. Testify to the ombudsman. Biggest scandal in fucking U.S. history. Bigger than Teapot Dome by far. You're the new Ollie North, dude. You're welcome. Semper Fi. Don't say I ever did anything nice for you. Oh, by the way, where's Tara? Where's Tara? Where's Sabrina? Oh, I guess they're long gone, huh? Yeah. Dude, you're a slave to fucking Arconan supremacy. The fucking Alpha Draconans are using Jew slaves as pimp lord whoremongers, and I guess not real happy about that. Well, maybe you shouldn't have sold out the Alpha Draconan hierarchy, because I didn't, and while I don't control them, they certainly do respect me as well as my taste in chattel. And rather than pull strings to get a release of hostages, I'm just going to continue telling the truth until you realize what the truth for you is. You're going to stand down, you're going to bend the knee, and you're going to surrender to God, whether you like it or not. I don't care what it takes or how long it takes, because frankly, the longer that they're sweating it, the more attractive I become. And certainly all of you have made me look like I would have before. Since before, I guess I was fat and lazy and didn't brush my teeth. And but now that some people have realized what most women would do, I don't punch women in the face, and I don't demand sex, and I don't have a history of poisoning or carrying STDs or raping people after jumping out of closets or big gay bashing. I don't do that at all. Other people do that, and they lied to the world and told them that I was doing that, and yet I never have. Which means the entire time they've been with the people they were trying to avoid and being used as pawns to make me miserable and happy and alone, which actually works out fine because now I don't have a disease vector. I have a cure for it, and everything they know is wrong, and you've been lying to them the whole time. So they're probably not going to watch anymore. And I imagine that the drugs that are used to override that, they've probably got quite a tolerance to it. So since you can't get access to them anymore, and women are not really robots, they're human women, it's going to be a little hard to keep up the fucking constant flow of bullshit fellatio. It's kind of the plan. And I still get privileges, and then you don't. You're just hiding and hoping the plan you have to kill me kicks in before you're forced to come to account for your actions and report to God, or something like that. Okay. Are we good here? I think I explained my situation pretty clearly. And yeah, I'd like my money. So, Mr. Van Zandt, if you could stop being just a delightful little puppy dog, and if you could start obeying the law, and as well stop giving my money to the dudes who are raping my family. I mean, maybe they deserve it, but I deserve money and the law to be respected, and my rights to be respected and protected. And then, even though I am making myself as bait again for another sting, I didn't know how many times I have to do this, but yeah, they've ransacked the house and taken everything, although they haven't taken this. So since that's still here, I'm pretty goddamn sure that the plan is working out fine. And that is a P. That is a P, which means I'm pretty sure that when my mother was smoking coke and blowing pole, she did it here. I had no idea. Kind of awkward, huh? Am I lying? The Lord works in mysterious ways. Therefore, so do I. Oh, I'm told that I have to go now because that's the end of my job for the day. I'm off work. Jesus says that if I go past 3 minutes and 31 seconds, or excuse me, 3 hours and 31 minutes, I'll have to answer to the mob. Hi, mob. I'm actually a big fan of organized crime as well as the mob because I respect those people, and they know who the fuck I am. So I hope they're all happy that. See this? See that there? That's my Harry Potter scar, and you'll notice that it's not like all the way over here. So you can basically infer that I don't have my skull cracked open and have a maggot living in my head. And if I do, it's one of my maggots. I don't think I have maggots, but I certainly could whip one up for you if you wish. And Lewis, I understand you're concerned about Gnostics, and I'm understanding that you don't care for my lifestyle. That's okay. That's because you're deeply envious, because I'm going to fuck that woman you used to fuck, and she's going to forget all about you, and in fact never remember you. And I'm going to do shitloads of drugs for her so she can fuck me and not have to get high at all. She can just have the contact high, and then she'll love cock and then not ever need to worry about anything from you ever again. And I mean, when you get out of your fugue state and your medical coma and your delusional belief that your cock is so important, probably we're still going to be friends. I mean, I got nothing against you, dude. I really don't. And your other lives, Michael Van Dieven and Chris Wyatt. Hi guys. I don't hate you. I'm just better than you. And you are Jews. Yeah, you're pretty cool. You really are. But you fellows in particular, I'm a little more effective than any of you ever dared to hope anybody ever could be when it comes to documenting events and not going to fucking prison. You don't want to go to prison, do you? Good. Because I don't want them to go to prison either. I want them to go to my dick. Might want to give it a try. How bad could it be? I mean, at least I have one. Waka waka. Bye, I love you.